podcast pre-show. I'm S. Ryder along with Tay Talks and my boy Ziggy the Beast. Of course, it's Tuesday. We here to hash out some good cultural topics, have some real dope, real conversations. Y'all talk to me, people. How y'all living? How's the energy? How the vibes is? Everybody doing good? How everybody doing?
I'm good, bro. I can't complain. Started a new job this week.
Okay.
Um,
Congratulations. Congratulations.
yeah. Started a new job this week. So been kind of getting acclimated in with that. And it's been a learning curve, but we working with it, rolling with the punches.
All right. Got any haters yet?
Bro,
you know how you
dog.
list?
I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with both of y'all. Dog, when I tell you when they announced, they was like, all right, y'all, just let in my old group, they was like, all right, guys, just letting everybody know Zach is taking a role over the delivery manager at the warehouse. So he'll be leaving our group next week. You know how they do that when people transfer or move departments or get promoted?
Right.
Bro, tell me how like nobody said nothing but one person on the team. His
Wow.
hating hard, dog. Like and,
Secret
and, and what's crazy is I was like the if you want to think about it, I was like the lowest ranking person out of everybody in the group. I was the only like level one tech out of all the people. They're like level 3 and level 4 techs. So
Yeah,
when I got my promotion, I'm like, man, I'm trying to get on y'all level. Like, what's that to be mad about?
because they probably feel like they need to be in your shoes before you do.
But it was really crazy, like, because my manager sent out the thing letting everybody know about the changes. Then he sent another email after that. They responded to that one, but they couldn't respond to the one before. I was like, all right, I got all y'all. Just know y'all gotta come to me when y'all order computers. But yeah, they was hating, dog. I was like, dang, that's kind of crazy. Cause if the tables was flipped, I'd have been like, man, congrats, dog. That's what's up, man. You know.
Right.
But it just let you. It kind of showed you like what kind of people you're dealing with. So I ain't worried about it. It was just kind of like a mental note type thing. Like, dang, that's crazy.
That's how they be. How they always are. What's good with you, Tay? What's been going on?
Nothing.
They
Nothing.
got a
Nothing.
they got a party going on back there. It's
Just a,
going down.
just a little get together. Nothing major. Little watch
Nah, that's
party.
what's up. That's what's up, dude.
Yeah. What's up, moms? Good evening, and what's up, Brittany? What's going on? Appreciate y'all tuning in. Letting a couple of people tune in, hit the notifications. Of course, as always, I need y'all to always go to YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification button, subscribe, continuously like, repost. Man, keep doing what y'all been doing, man. Continuously show the podcast
Mm-hmm.
love. Of course, Zig will put all the information at the bottom as always. If y'all want to get y'all some merch, as you see, Tay got the black and the gold and blue. Let's hash it out. I will be coming, but I had to bring my team, for one this past weekend, so I had to put the hoodie on. Plus the weather, man, the weather is finally changing. Man, I woke up
Bro,
happy this morning.
bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you, dog. This is the happiest I've been in a long time, dog. Not even because of the new job or nothing like that. It's just the fact there's no mosquitoes. I could actually go outside and not get ate up. I can actually go check the mailbox and not come back
It just
sweating like I came from the sauna.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like I woke up and I was like, damn, the weather, is my type of weather. This is the weather I like.
Oh, appreciate that, Brittany. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
And that though, yeah, man, been cooling though, man. Been cooling. But other than that, I'm just glad to be here. Finally, Tuesday as always, to get a chance to talk to the people, talk to the community. I guess tonight, we're gonna hash out parenting 101. All right,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's simple. It's simple. As far as it can go multiple ways, we're gonna talk about the ins and outs of parenting. Get the insight on single parents, mom and dad, everything. So, yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be
What's
good.
that? What's that thumping noise? Y'all banging drums?
It might
Somebody
be the
getting
door. The
somebody
door
got.
just opened and closed. That
Oh,
might
I
be what
got
you
you.
heard.
What's it? Somebody they fighting? Like everything good?
I wouldn't be
Nah,
surprised, but no, they're not fighting.
nah. See, it's about to go down. I said you gotta be like was it TMZ? You gotta take your webcam and shoot it in the living
Chilling
room.
around.
Show us we need to see what's going on. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Tay Talks. I'm on scene. What's
Hi,
good,
homie.
Lala?
So I'm gonna turn into a news reporter.
Not, what's good, Lala? Lala B?
Did you go to the Mary J. Blige concert, Tay?
I did not. I wanted to go, but I couldn't find myself to pay $200 for a ticket. I just couldn't. I couldn't.
No,
Now if it was
don't.
Beyonce,
Mhm.
yes, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do
What
it.
you're supposed to do is you're supposed to use your Tay Talks connections and get you a ticket either discounted or just get a little snuck in there.
Maybe next year. Maybe by that time next
I
year
can
we should be
understand.
somewhere enough for me to get free tickets.
I can understand, but I didn't know she had all those people on tour with her. Like, I didn't know.
But
She
she
have,
has
bro?
some amazing artists.
Who she had with her? I don't know
Ella
anything
May,
about it.
Queen Naja. They're
Queen,
amazing artists.
yeah, Queen Naja,
Who's
Ella
that?
May.
I'm not trying to be funny. Like who's that? Or like what kind of music?
She's
It's
like a
like
young,
R&B. I will sing, but I'm
Mhm.
not the singer of the group. So
yeah, she's an R&B singer, dude. Like, she cool. Like,
I heard of
you've
Ella.
heard
I
her
heard of
music.
I heard of
yeah,
Ella Mai.
Ella May.
I heard of Ella May. That's the refill girl. Can I get a
No, that is
refill?
not.
Who's
It's
that?
not.
Who's can I get a refill?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
I can't think of her
You
name,
know what
but
I'm
I know
talking.
exactly
Come
what you're
on,
talking about.
Sean. Can I? What's that song? Can I get a re?
No,
Man, don't let me start singing it here now, dog.
Please
Come on now.
don't do that.
Not Tay hating on me too. What?
I'm just saying.
I was about to say,
Singing
yeah,
is
stop. I don't even
Oh
know
no
who
no
that.
no. All right. Can I get a refill? Is L Varner? I'm sorry. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Who is
yeah.
that?
Yeah. And see, it's amazing to let people chat and we can see it and other people can see it because we sitting here looking like three ducks in headlights or deers
Bruh,
in headlights.
and trust me, I be on my R&B. I've never heard of
I just
Ella.
didn't know her name. I've heard the
Sean,
song.
you have heard of her? Trust me. Oh yeah, she does booed up. All right, I heard that song before. Booed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
All
you
right.
late, Jose. She got wait.
Bro, I don't bro, this music is so trash in 2022, dog. I don't listen to nothing past like 2012.
Nah, her last
And I
album was
go back to I stay in the 90s, I stay in the early 2000s. I listen to stuff here and there. Like I don't listen to
yeah, but
anything new.
her
I'm sorry, bro.
latest album was dope. It wasn't trash. I'm gonna say that.
Y'all funny. I'm
Oh, LMA.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it either. I
It
think
was
in the
good.
beginning
I
she
mean,
came out with too much of bangs to come back without so
we need
many
to
bangs.
hash out some music.
it's not better. It's not better than her first album, but it wasn't no like trash album though. Like
I
a
think
lot
it
of
is.
people thought that she would be a one-hit wonder after that booed up, but she actually
Yeah, booed up. I remember
she
that.
actually became a nice artist. Like she
That's what's
ain't
up.
hurt.
Let me tell y'all how I discovered LMA. One of my friends wanted me to go to a concert at Republic for what was her name? All the tattoos, light skinned it, just had a
August
baby. No, it's a girl. A girl.
Kalan.
Kehlani. I went to a
Yeah, I'm about
concert
to
for
say
Kehlani and she was the opener.
that's what's
Okay.
She
up.
opened up for Kehlani and I was like, dang, her music is really it's hitting. And that's when I
That's what's
started
up.
listening to her. Because at that time she wasn't on the radio. I hadn't heard her anywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how I started listening.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, y'all. We got 2 minutes left.
Yeah, man.
Anything else y'all want to say?
Oh, I do want to drop a jewel for everybody. Horoscopes will be next week. I'm only here for the first segment, the first half of the show. But I do want to let you guys know that
Wait,
we will have zodiacs
wait,
next
wait,
episode.
wait, wait. What was that first? You say you what?
I'm only here for the first half of the show.
Interesting.
We've had this discussion.
First time
Let me tell y'all.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Let me tell y'all how it normally goes. In a group message with 4 of us, because we have one other person that helps us with everything that goes on here and put everything together.
Our boy
Sound, all
Lyndon.
this. Amazing person, but nobody replies to me. I'd be like, hey, y'all, I need y'all to do this. Are we doing this? Are we doing that? And I have to double text and nobody replies. Nobody.
That's interesting.
I'm like the parent of the group.
That's very
I'm like the parent of the group. They tell
technical.
me we're gonna have meetings. Meetings never happen. That's what I go through.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
welcome to Hash It Out pre-show.
I mean, I don't know, Zach. You know, sometimes, you know, I thought a meeting was already presetted, and you know, I see people got sugar daddies buying them drinks at a bar, and lemon drops. It's interesting.
Interesting. That's what I ain't seen. That's interesting.
That was my past.
No,
that was my past. I'm not gonna even plead the fifth. I'm gonna be honest.
Now your element pulled up. Now I got you. Hey, Zig. No offense, but it's Tay fault for I'm a lie, because when she wasn't on the show, that's where I'm a lie came from. That's where that came from. So y'all.
That's where she wasn't on that show. That's right.
Right.
But my thing is, and this is the crazy part. I wasn't on the show, but I actually asked you the question.
That is true. That is true.
I asked you the question, and I was like, "So what you're saying is, if she asks you, you're gonna lie?" You say, "Yeah, I'm gonna lie."
Hey, Lady Bailey.
When that bombshell happened, Zig, when you went like, wow, like everybody started coming out. Hold up, what? The fingers started going.
I was trying to give you a chance to walk it back if you wanted to.
I'm not walking nothing back.
You stood 10 toes down. I give you that.
He did. Between that and McDonald's, he ain't back up.
But I want to rehash something out with you though. Before you dip, I want to rehash something out from last.
This one? Who, Tay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get the. I know Tay is on. On strict time. We want to be respectful of her time. So let's go ahead, get the show on the road. We got a little bit of housekeeping to take care of. And we'll go through all that and then get into the show, and then y'all can rehash whatever y'all need to, and then we'll be good to go. So I'll see y'all after the show.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, guys? This is Ziggy the Beast, and before we get started with today's show, make sure y'all head over to YouTube. Make sure you click that subscribe button, turn it from red to gray, and make sure you also click that bell icon right next to it to be notified whenever we go live.
Hey, it's Tay from Let's Hash It Out podcast. The first place you come to hash things out every Tuesday at 7 p.m. No topic is off the table, and the audience is the biggest part of the show. Get ready for Let's Hash It Out podcast.
Get out your feelings and stop the killing and run your mouth. We talking east to the west, I'm not bringing back the south. Bases is loaded, 2 strikes and 1 more, I get you out. Let's talk about like adults and sit back and hash it out. Hash it out, 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 and we gon' hash it out. Hash it out, hash it out, hash it out, hash it out. Let's get your cups and sit back and let's talk and hash it out. Men lie and women lie, but numbers don't. We can debate if you want, but I know you really won't. I'ma reach and guess my percentage on the desk. I'm sure like Holmes, detective skills, it be at the max. S Rider, his topics, he bringing me the best. Ziggy the BC be streaming, that man is built for next. TikTok, she wear the dress, but don't try to press. I'm S dotted, I'm camping smacking, we at your neck. Hash it out, 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 and we gon' hash it out. Hash it out, hash it out, hash it out, hash it out. Let's get your cups and sit back and let's talk and hash it out. Get out your feelings and stop the killing and run your mouth. We talking east to the west, I'm not bringing back the south. Bases is loaded, 2 strikes and 1 more, I get you out. Let's talk about like adults and sit back and hash it out.
What's going on, everybody? This is Ziggy the Beast, and I'm very happy to announce that we have a promo going on in the Hash It Out store for 72 hours. You can get a shirt, backpack, mug. You can get a hoodie. You can get your crop top, whatever you want. The entire store is on sale. Use the promo code Hash Out for free shipping on your order for 72 hours. Yes, free shipping on your order for 72 hours. Use the promo code Hash Out, and in the checkout, you'll see the changes made there. And I appreciate everyone for supporting us, and happy shopping.
Yo. Up, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Have Podcast episode 7. I'm your boy Ash Ryder, along with Tay Talks and Ziggy the Beast. And I just thank everybody that tuned in tonight. What's going on? Saying that you like. Look.
Man, I'm good.
Every week I'm feeling
Well, I didn't want to talk over you or nothing like that. I'm waiting for you to finish the intro, then I jump in, big dog. I'm good, dog. I'm living good. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I can't complain. I'm here with my friends. You know, we got our other friends in chat. So, but yeah, I'm good, bro. How y'all feeling?
good, man. Good, bro. Living life. One day at a time, man. Can't complain. What's going on, Tay? What's going on with you?
Amazing as usual.
Well, of course, before we get into any rehashing in the topic of tonight, I definitely want to make sure that y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe, hit that notification button, hit that bell. Continuously follow us on Instagram as well, and Let's Hash It Out Podcast. Continuously support, like, share. I need y'all to continuously spread the word. Tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend to come check out one of the hottest podcasts in the city. All right, so y'all continuously support us and all that. And of course, I like how Ziggy did everything. If y'all need y'all some merch, go to the Let's Hash It Out Podcast .store. As he told you, 72 hours. Use the code Hash It Out to get free shipment on y'all next order, man. So y'all go copy out some gifts.
Just hash out. I only have so many characters. Just hash out.
I
appreciate it, though.
But I was about to let him take it away, you know.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I appreciate it, though, bro.
Right. And of course, if y'all joined us before the pre-show, we got a limited time with Tay tonight, so we're not going to hold her up too much.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into the main topic for the first hour, I got one thing for the community. It's not going to be long. I just need y'all to answer one question for me. I was thinking about this. It's a rehash out from last week's episode. The sex and intimacy, the difference. I got one question for you, Ted. I'm just throwing it out here. What if you was dating somebody for 5 years, right? And let's just say something dramatically happened to them where they was paralyzed or hey, we about to get into it right quick. They was paralyzed and now you're not able to get that same sex that you was able to get. Would you leave that person? Would you stick it out with them because they are medically unable to get back into that sexual intimacy level with you? So I need a quick answer. It ain't got to be too long. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I don't know. You got me with this one. You definitely got me with this one.
I'm just saying, like, it's a good question. I was thinking about after the episode because I'm like, how important is it? If sex is that important, then we need to look at our priorities in relationships and marriage. Because, like I said, what made me think about it is people, things can happen. You never know what can happen. I never wish nothing bad on people like that, but I'm just saying things can happen when medically somebody can't do what they used to do because of whatever. So what you doing? Especially if you've been dating them almost, I ain't gonna say 5 years. I give you 2 years. And the sex was incredible, but they're unable to do it for the rest of their life. You holding them down and you're gonna stick it out with them? What you doing? That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
doing. This is the
To me, I think it just depends on the situation. Like everybody is different. Everybody's situation is different. Like some relationships you have, they really a very low percentage of it could be sex. So in that situation, like without sex will be fine. Like it'll be okay. But you know, some situations that sex plays a big role in that relationship. And in that case, if sex plays a big role in that relationship, then it's not gonna work. So this depends on what the relationship is built on.
Okay. I just want that. I just wanted to get that quick answer. It ain't got to be nothing. I'm just saying that's some deep stuff for people to understand. Like things
Yeah,
can
it's
happen.
definitely it's
Things can
definitely
happen now, and it can happen for the worst. But all right, yeah, Zig. I just had to rehash that out right quick because I want to know what Tay's response was. That was I really sat back and thought about this one, and I was just like, that it's tough. It's a tough question to answer, but that goes to show you how deep love runs, how deep is your commitment to that person. So
yeah, I agree.
yeah. So without further ado, we done hashing that out. That was last week. We are going to go on to today's episode. So without further ado, Zig, we're going into parenting 101. So we can talk about this in so many different ways, people. So I want to know, we're going to start it off like this. What is the difference between parenting now and parenting in the past? Do you see a difference? Tay, as you as a mother of a beautiful son you have, do you find out parenting by you being a parent? Is there anything that you do different that your mom did with you, or do you have your own kind of parenting code? What's the difference? I need to know. There's any difference from how you was raised to now?
I just think kids in those days were a little different. Like my mom could look at me and I was scared. Like she didn't have to whip me. I maybe got 2 whippings my whole life. So my son is a little different. Like he's stubborn as a bull. Like I could look at him and with the most serious, like I'm about to just kill him. And it just doesn't phase him. It's like whatever, I'm gonna do it anyway. And whatever you
Right.
gonna do, you just gonna do it. Like kids today they savages. Like there is no point of them that's just like there's no fear. There's no fear in their heart. There's no fear in their mind. They just like I'm gonna just do it.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, our parents, I believe that I was scared. I was scared that my mom would whoop me, even before she ever gave me a whooping my whole life. Like I was still scared. But like kids now, they just be like, it don't matter. Like I'm gonna do what I want to do, and whatever you decide to do, whatever my consequence is, it is what it is, and that's literally how parenting is now. That's parenting. Like you have to have but also I deal with a pandemic baby. Like pandemic kids they different. They built different.
I've
Like
heard, I've heard that before.
kids before my child, they were a little kind of laid back. They were, I'm not gonna say slow at developing, but these new ones, they just like everything you thought a child would do at 6 months, they're doing it at 2 and 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you thought that they would do at 5 or 6, they're doing it at 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's certain stuff that Titan do that people are like, how old is he? But then he also looks older too because he's a little tall. Things like that, I feel like it plays a role in it. Like it's different. Like these generations are different.
I'll tell you straight up, ain't enough ass whoopings for me.
Well, let me say this. Let me stop you there. For me, personally, I don't believe in hitting my son. Like I feel like I should be able to get my point across without me actually putting my hands on you. I've never hit Titan. Never. And not saying that he can't push me one day to probably do it, but my goal is to hold out and not do it as long as I possibly can. Like I don't want to whoop him. Like I want to be able to sit down and talk to you no, and you understand no, don't do it.
Right. So let me say this. I guess us growing up, because I'm an 80s baby, right? I'm an 80s baby. I'm gonna tell you no lie. It's crazy. My pops never gave me a whooping. Like my pops never put his hands on me. It was just all that look. Like, all right, now you keep doing this to your mom. I'm gonna show you what's up. That was that fear growing up. Like anybody that's close to me, they know my pops gave me that look. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna calm down. My mom's was the one that always gave me that good ass whooping, and my grandmother. But what I would say that back then to now, I feel like parenting, you can't just put your hands on, because as soon as you put your hands on a child, automatically it's abuse, or automatically it's, oh, you shouldn't be doing this to this child. That can traumatize them. Yes, there are methods. Like growing up, I think there's methods now, especially in today's generation, that I feel like even back then, yeah, but more so is more effective in today's generation. Examples. Instead of whoopings, right? Another method that I used to go through was writing lines. I don't know if you ever went through that. I will not talk back.
I did it more so in school. Like for me, I wasn't really bad, so I never really had to be punished.
Well,
Like my biggest problem was I had a mouth me. Like I'm gonna get my point across.
right.
Like willingly
Right.
or unwillingly. So I got a couple mouth pops. I had to get braces, but outside of that, like I didn't get any whoopings. Like I get a quick shut up.
Well, hold on, Sean. I wasn't really bad, but I had a mouth on me, so I got popped. That means you was bad, Tay.
No, that's different. Like I wasn't doing like terrible stuff. Like my mouth, I just couldn't. I still to this day, I just can't help it. It just be like whoop, and I'd be like, why? Why?
That means you was bad.
But I feel like in today's generation, you have to resort to other methods. Like you said, the look doesn't work.
No.
A lot of today's parents, they don't believe in putting their hands on a child. Like for me, I know some people might say, all right, look, for your punishment, you got to do 100 push-ups, or you got to do what's this old thing? My teacher used to have us do this. Hold your hands up with encyclopedias in your arms. And if you drop it, you got to run. Oh, yes. Yes. That's the sort of punishment, though. Instead of putting your hands on the child, they'll be like, put your hands out. We're going to put heavy dictionaries in your arms. Yeah. She have the same mouth. I believe that. I totally agree.
Wow, Sean. Tell me how you really feel about me.
I'm just saying.
They be talking back like that?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like push-ups, running. I'm just saying, these are the methods that some of them do take.
Let me give y'all an example today.
Go ahead.
I gave Titan a bag of pretzels. Titan dropped the pretzel. So I said, Titan has more common sense than people tend to believe, because Titan will ignore you. He knows exactly what you're saying. He knows exactly what you're talking about, but he's going to ignore you. So I said, Titan, he dropped the pretzel on the floor. I said, Titan, give me the pretzel. He danced. He walked over the pretzel, looked back at me, and kept moving. So I called my mom. Mom, tell Titan, give me a pretzel. She was like, he don't listen. So here comes my mama. Titan, pick up. If you don't do it, I'm gonna whooping. And what did he do? He grabbed the pretzel and he gave it to me. Well, no, he didn't actually give it to me. He put it down in a little cup that he had in front of him. He's not gonna do exactly what you say. He has sense, but he's stubborn. He's stubborn as a bull. He is stubborn.
But that's just that voice. Like, you better do what I tell you.
So does it have to do with his sign?
The pretzel, Titan, give me the pretzel. He's a child of two Geminis. He ain't got nothing but to be.
See, I was about to say, does the sign have anything to play in it?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think it's just.
I know some people say
Geminis. That together is toxic.
Anyway, these Power Ranger animals. So
let's go through some of the comments right quick, and then we'll get Esrada to jump back in. We have. I'm gonna go up a little bit. We have Jay Smooth, my boy Jay Rabin. He said parenting now is more difficult. Kobeezy said the look, like Tate talked about and Sean talked about, doesn't have the same impact that it once had. No. Sang said it's absolutely different. I have a 22-year-old and a 12-year-old, and I had to parent them both so differently because of the environment now, especially social media.
Right.
And then the last one I'll bring up is Justin Rabin said, we are the soft generation that doesn't whip their kids. Kids go out into the real world unprepared, and we look at everyone else instead of holding us and our kids accountable.
Well, let me say this. I don't think I'm soft because I don't whoop my child. I don't whoop him because I feel like I don't want him to feel like the consequence to everything should be me physically putting my hands on him. I should be able to talk to you because you have common sense to understand what I'm saying. The same way if you talk back to me as your parent, I understand what you're saying, and I just want to have open boundaries with my son. I don't want him to be scared to come to me and talk to me. I don't want him to feel like he can't tell me something because I'm going to give him a whooping. Like that's something that to me, that's not me. I'm not the parent that feel like I have to whoop you. Like I feel like you and I should be able to sit down and talk. I didn't like when you do this, don't do this, watch when you do that, I'm not okay, whatever. Now, once he gets older in age, yeah, certain things are different. You're not playing a game for a month. Like it's things you can't play basketball. It's things that you can put in place to make a child actually think he love, to make him actually feel the consequences of things that he do when he go against something that I say. But do I feel like I have to actually physically whoop him? Like I've been in elementary school when parents come in and whoop the kids in front of the class, and I just be like, it's embarrassing. But the worst part about it is they still go back and do it when a parent later on that day wants their ass healed. So the question is, what you came and did it, but it didn't make a difference.
I don't know about that.
Or your kid gets bullied now because he got embarrassed in front of the class, and now you gotta, it's a whole snowball effect when you.
Just like a lady came in my job today, and it's so funny. She was saying how she knew of a child that committed suicide because they were being teased about something. So it's things like that. Like we have to realize also the generations behind us. I'm not gonna say they're softer, but they're more concerned about how other people feel and look at them. And I myself had to get out of that habit of worrying about how I look to other people and focus more on myself, how I looked at myself, being happy and okay with myself. Like the same thing with parenting. A lot of people can tell you, oh, I feel like you should do this, and well, I don't think this is the best decision, but honestly, that's your child. Nobody can tell you what's best for your child. Nobody can tell you what's best for you. Only you know that. Now you can take into consideration what someone else is saying, but you're different from their child. Your experience is different from their experience. Like we was in here with the Guidry family. The message is beautiful, but every situation is not the same. So we can compare apples to oranges to say, okay, well, this situation was probably a way, and then they turned out this way, and they have this amazing advice. Honestly, that sounds good, but everybody's situation is different. What works for them not work for you. What's cool for them may be cool for you. So when you deal with situations like that, you have to understand everybody is different. Everything is different, from the child to the parents to you're the parent that decided to go get in a situation versus you're the parent that did decide to get in another situation. So it's things like that plays a role in family dynamics, how kids are raised, how they look at situations, and how they handle people going forward.
I think, like with me, even with the ass whoopings that I used to get back in the days, because of course I was the type of person that didn't listen. I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to
not Sean, not Ezra.
Come on, Zed.
I thought you was that might be why you so quiet, huh?
I've always been quiet. Always.
So you was quiet in bed. That's sneaky.
He was sneaky. There you go.
I got a very smart mouth.
So you got one of those too.
Yes. I was in class with him. The dude is bad. Yes. I'm not even gonna lie.
So, but I think one thing my mom's always did, even after I ass whooping, was to sit me down and actually talk about like what I did, why I received the ass whooping, and actually sat down and talked about the consequences of my actions. Why did I do what I did? What was the reason? What did you benefit from it? I think that's another step that a lot of parents do take with their kids, like sit down, talk it out. Look, we need to talk. We need to get this nip right now. We're not about to have this going on and on. You need to let your child know, hey, this is right from wrong. These are the consequences of your actions. You continue down this path, it could be bigger consequences. And the bigger consequences can lead to your life being ruined. If you know what I'm saying. It could from, just
So do you
crying
feel like whoopings made a difference in
in my life.
your decisions?
Yeah, me
Honestly.
personally. Yeah,
So you feel
personally,
like getting whoopings made you better in
it made me think about the difference
doing
between
it
right and
again.
wrong and understanding the consequences.
So
Yeah,
we
So
are.
you feeling like a conversation wouldn't have
Mhm.
gave you the same effect? You don't feel like by them
it
telling you,
would have,
hey,
but you gotta understand, though, Tay. Like I said, coming up, every family from what I've experienced, it wasn't like beating downs, but got that belt, good little couple of seconds of whooping my ass getting whooped. Like that shit, I don't know if people understand. I don't know if Zig got whipped with a belt, but that shit hurts. And it makes you think like, oh, hold up, I ain't doing this. I'm about to start. I gotta start doing right. I'm about to stop getting in trouble because I'm getting tired of this. Not as I got older, Tay, the conversation started. I didn't get whoopings in high school. It was more like, okay, of course, you like to play ball. No play. You're not playing ball for a month.
right.
You game. Oh, give me that phone. Give me that.
Mhm.
That happening. I'm talking about coming up in middle school, of course, whoopings, and then as high school came along, the conversation. You have to sit down. I ain't saying be buddy buddy with your kids because I think that's the like you. I don't want to be don't want to say that you can't be friends with your child, but there's a boundary with that. It has to be like, look, you don't disrespect me. Like at the end of the day, I'm still your parent, and you still gotta respect me. You heard me? And I think sometimes you
Mhm.
really gotta give children out here that reality test because they come out here and thinking, oh man, I can do this and I can do that. I bet. So if you feel like you want to be disrespectful, you feel like you can do what I do right now, get up,
Mhm.
get a job, let's go pay these bills. First thing the kid, oh, I don't know what to do. And I don't know. You grown, get out, go get your own place. And let's see how long you last. Let's see how you last in this real world without the education that you need. Of course, you need education. It's a must that you get education now. You know what I'm saying? A conversation does work though. I feel like you have to teach your child the right from wrong, even though you teach them at an early age. You constantly have to have that communication. You have to constantly sit down and actually understand from your child's point of view, but also tell them like, all right, I heard your side. Now it's time for me to speak. Let's talk. Let's really have a real conversation about whatever went wrong. How can we rectify it? And how can we move forward and not allow this to happen on a more frequent basis? You feel me?
Mhm.
I feel like, you just got to take that step and don't be afraid to talk to your child. Don't hold back because it might hurt their feelings or don't hold back. I ask you this though. I got a perfect question for you and Zig, Tay.
Mhm.
Do you think that one parent can persuade you from like saying something to your child, like as far as like your child might have did something wrong, but you feel like this is the right way? Does the disagreement come in any part, or do
Mhm.
y'all talk to them at the same time? How y'all go about that?
Wait, say that one more time.
If your child got in trouble, whatever the consequences was, you know how somebody be like, "Well, why you talking to them? Why you gotta punish them? It wasn't that bad." So if your stepdad, your baby daddy was like, "Why you gotta punish him for that? It wasn't that bad. Punish him for a day." But you feel like the appropriate punishment might be a week or two. How do y'all go about like punishment as far as like talking to the child or whatever?
Well, my answer is simple. Ziggy's situation was a little different from mine. That's why I say everybody's situation is different. Me and my baby daddy don't communicate. So whatever goes on, if it's in my household, I handle it according to how I handle it. There's not a I mean, it's nothing to talk about, really,
Right,
to me.
right. Zay?
Yeah, that's been an issue before, but I could just to kind of jump in on what y'all been discussing with like spanking the kids, whooping them and different things like that. I think it really comes down to like really like learning your kid and their and how they take stuff. Like with Izzy, I could just give her the look, as people say, and she turns into a statue. So if I were to really like spank or whoop Izzy, I probably would like emotionally like destroy my daughter, and I'm not about to no. Like
Or yourself, probably.
I could put her in timeout, and she'll be crying for like an hour. I know people say timeout is a white people thing or whatever, but that effectively handles, you know, any corrective action that I need to do with my daughter. So I've not once had to put my hand on my daughter, or Dominique has had to like touch Izzy. We can, you know, I've had to raise my voice. I've had to like nip some stuff in the bud, but I think sometimes too we have to remember that like these are kids. That once again, this is just my opinion. You know, if a kid is trying to climb on a counter, does that really constitute you about to go into a 30-minute spanking session, or could you just like yank them down and like, yo, don't do that? You know, I
And
feel like you shouldn't be just going to town.
right.
Sometimes these parents be taking the anger out on the kids. I'm sorry, like some of y'all parents y'all be going in. I'm like, do that to your boss that just punked you out 2 hours ago. Don't take it out on your kid. Or so on and so forth. Get a gym membership, join a UFC gym, join a boxing gym. Go for a run. Take that frustration out a different way. But only time I really think is a kid should be popped or something like that. They about to stick a fork into like a wall outlet.
Yeah.
Pow! Don't do that. They about to do something like ridiculous. I
Yeah.
get it. Do what you got to do. But maybe a few pops, not no. I'm about to just lay my
So now
frustrations
let
out
me
on
ask
you
you a
type thing.
question. So today Tiny decided to color on the floor, all over the floor. We have all kind of crayons and all of these marks on the floor. So what should have been his proper consequence?
My thing, what I would have done, what does he hold most near and dear to his heart? So with Izzy, I will go and straight up change the Wi-Fi password. It's over with. It's changed. Your tablet can't connect, your TV can't connect, everything can't connect. But me and your mama, we can still use our phones. Everything Gucci with me. What's wrong with your tablet? Damn, that's crazy. Go read a book.
One
I
good
bet they get your mind.
one good pop and we gonna run it.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you
that's
say he should have got popped. I just cleaned it up and kept it
One-
moving.
one good pop that one. All right, we gonna run it.
I cleaned it up. I'll hide the crayon
I mean, you
small
could.
and move
I
it
mean,
forward.
something like that. Like, I mean, you know.
Nah, you gonna run it. We gonna
Yeah.
run it. I tell you.
But nah, I don't believe. You know that I don't know if it's because I got a baby girl. That's my sweetie, man. I can't even like think of
It will
laying
hurt
my
you
hands
to
on my
whoop
baby.
her. It will hurt you.
I'd be feeling
It'll,
bad.
it'll kill you
I'd be feeling
softly.
bad yelling at her.
Hey, I can't lie. I never whipped my niece Casey. Never. And she used to be bad. And then guess what? I would always just sit down.
Oh
Never.
no! I thought we were supposed to pow. We supposed to be quick with the.
That's
We supposed to
what I
be
was getting
short
from his
tempered. Oh
egg.
no!
That's what he said.
Pow!
That's what he
No!
said.
Do it, dog. I couldn't do it.
No!
Do it, dog.
No! Now, same with my nephew. Like they'll, like, you know, I think I'm more of the like let's sit down and talk type person.
Right.
Like, and then even with my daughter, if I get upset with her, I let her kind of like we separate for like a few minutes. And like, all right, now you understand why Daddy was so upset? Calm down, breathe. I said, am I upset with you? Am I yelling at you? No. So relax. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be, if your mama say chill out, chill
Right.
out. You know, so you kind of talk things out, man. I don't have no problems with my daughter, man.
Gotta make you laugh. You know what's so funny though? How they be whipping you and you know that shit hurts.
And they tell you to be quiet.
And they be like, shut up with all that crying before I whip you some more. I'm gonna give you some. I mean, it hurt. What the hell I'm supposed to do? And it's crazy because you're in a lose-lose. Because if you don't cry or if you don't show no type of reaction, they feel
They hit
like
you more.
Okay, you're a tough guy. Wow. I'm like, all right, hold up, man. Hold up. This ain't slavery. Chill out.
And appreciate all y'all and appreciate everybody chatting today, man. Y'all are killing it in chat today. We got Sing. She said, I'm the oldest of 4, and both of my brothers got their butts handed to them. But all my dad do was to lecture me, and that was it. Lesson learned. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, it's just like a teacher teaches kids. Certain kids learn certain ways. Some kids learn, in another way. Some kids learn by getting their ass beat. Some kids learn by just getting a look. You gotta just learn your kid. Thanks said, I feel like physical punishment is the easiest solution to not being able to articulate someone's emotions. Some kids struggle with emotion intelligence as they grow into adults and can't relate to each other because they only know how to handle disagreements. Disagreements with communications. I'm sorry, disagreements and communication with hidden.
Right.
So that's the only way they don't know how to articulate, or like Sean said, they don't know how to sit down and have that conversation. So they just go to spanking.
And I think like what Killing said, it could be
That's our bro as well, Killing.
It could be a generational thing. Like your parents, that's all they probably was brought up on. Like, and then it was worse. It wasn't belts. They had to go outside.
It was go get a switch.
Go get a switch, extension cord,
so,
a coat hanger.
Right. And then
that's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, and I know Jay Smooth, Justin, he said parenting nowadays is difficult. I agree to a certain extent, but I think like it's a little easy at the same time. It kind of goes hand in hand because parents, look at today's generation, Zig and Ting. Like, we can have location on where our child is, right? So like the all these different apps that we can make sure, all right, our child is here. Of course, back in the day, it wasn't that easy for parents. Like, if we just call our parents, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, right. So, not to get off. So, Tay, let me make you laugh. And to this day, I'm still hurting. I really could be a millionaire, and it's all my mom's fault. Let me tell you why.
Shout out to Mama Griggs.
So I decided I wasn't a morning person growing up. Like, I didn't like getting up in the morning. So one morning, mom's trying to get me up. She constantly trying to get me up. And I just woke up with attitude. Stomping my feet, slamming doors. I don't know what I was thinking that morning.
I don't know either.
So I came out the bathroom, shut the door again. She said, do it one more time and see what I do.
So she gave you a warning. That's communication right there. She gave you a warning.
So I just started taking my precious time, putting on my clothes, and I ain't want to eat nothing.
Man, this man crazy.
So look, Tay, I was collecting basketball cards back then, right? I had, if anybody's into sports on this channel, I had the collection. It wasn't football cards, it was basketball cards. I had the entire Dream Team collection. Right, Zig?
So explain to people who don't know what the Dream Team is.
The Dream Team is with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson,
Charles Barkley. Yeah, all the greats, the GOATs.
I had every one of those cards. To this day, I could be a millionaire if I wanted to, if I had them cards.
How much those cards worth about right now? What happened to them, by the way?
I don't like to think about it. One of those cards could be almost probably $500,000.
You're lying. You're lying. Not that much.
I tell you, those cards do.
Say, one card, you got to think about it. Over time, they collect value. I had the entire Dream Team. So just imagine if I wanted to like auction that off on eBay.
So what happened with it? We want to get to that part.
Oh, that's the part I hope.
She threw them away?
Did more than throw them away.
She cut them up?
Took every card one by one.
Wow.
Well, she didn't whoop you though.
That was worse than a whooping.
See?
Wow.
Did you do it again?
I couldn't do it again because I have no cards.
See?
Look, ripped one, like not took a bunch of them and ripped them, Tay, one by one. Rip.
Then that she gave you a psychological whooping.
Tay, I literally cried for about a month.
No, you should be crying now. not then. At this point, you should be in tears.
Hey, every time I think about it, I'll be like, literally, one of those cards, just the Michael Jordan card in general, could get me close to $1 million.
I would just walk past my mom every time I think of it and just like, how dare you?
But that was my fault though. I can't blame her because I woke up with the attitude and slamming doors and pushing shit.
So my thing is, do you remember what was wrong that day? It just was one of those days you just wasn't
I told you I was not a morning person. Like now, I don't mind getting up in the morning because I have no choice. I'm an adult. I gotta get up and go to work. I was not a morning person. I would stay up all night playing a video game. Moms would tell me, all right, now you got school in the morning. You know what time you got to get up. And when she'll try to wake me up, I wouldn't get up. And that was her way that morning. Because like I said, she used to whip my ass. Not a lot, but she used to whip my ass. But that morning, bro.
She didn't need to. She's like, I know what you hold value. I know what you hold valuable.
Bro, to this day, I still think about that shit. I'm like, oh, man. I really could have been $1 million though.
So I guess the thing is, I guess to kind of pivot would be, and that's crazy though, by the way. That's just even think about that story you just shared.
It was punished, had to tap her once after that, no problem.
Let me tell y'all the story. See, I wasn't gonna go there, but since she wants to come in, we're going there today. Okay. I got one whooping my whole life. The reason why I got this woman whooping is because one of my mama's older friends lied on me. Let me tell y'all the story real quick. We was at somebody else's house, somebody who I didn't even know like that house, and it was like, can you go get me a cup of ice? So I was like, well, honestly, I really don't know these people. I don't want to go in their freezer and ice. So the way it was brought back to my mama, like, oh, she was being smart. I told her go do something for me, and she didn't do it, and with the whoop. So then I got a whooping because she was like, you being disrespectful. But really, truly, and honestly, and still to this day, when she talk about that whooping, I tell her the same thing every time. I never looked at that lady the same because at this point in my life, I can say I never got a whooping if she wouldn't have lied on me. So yeah, I even today I still feel a way about that because that wasn't even a whoop. That whooping wasn't meant for me. That wasn't it. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm still hurt by that. I didn't deserve a whooping. All she had to do was tell me what it was. But also, I used to get punished, but I was smart. And like now that I'm older, I can tell the stories. Like when mom used to take my phone, but I had an iPad. She had the understanding that I could text on my iPad. So yeah, you go ahead and take the phone. I go ahead and use the iPad or the iPod, whatever I had at the time. And okay.
So that's why you got a whooping.
No, that's karma. Not why I got a whooping.
That's why you got a whooping. Karma. It all come around.
Straight disrespect.
No, I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve that. I wasn't sneaky. I was just smart. I wasn't sneaky.
No, that was sneaky.
It wasn't like I was lying. So I have a question. I'm supposed to volunteer and say, hey, here's my iPad because I can text on that too. No, who does that?
That's sneaky then. If you couldn't, if you wasn't walking in front of her with the pad, then it's sneaky. You had to sneak and use it. You were sneaky.
I disagree.
Take bad.
She probably thought I was just listening to music or something.
I'm what I'm getting is both of y'all was bad.
I'm thinking
I was not bad.
I'm thinking Tay used to sneak out the house once or twice in high school.
Oh, I don't think Tay was that crazy.
I wasn't a house sneaker. We had burglar bars anyway. So like if I was to go out the house, like I would have had to go through the front door. I couldn't go through no window or nothing.
Man, look, these kids are so smart. They go on YouTube. How do you pick a lock? They'll literally find a way to pick that. Man, they got multiple ways to get out the house. That ain't gonna stop nobody.
I never had to sneak out the house. Like I really didn't have a parent where if I asked her like, hey, can I go here? Then she was like, oh no, absolutely not. Like she wasn't like that. Like I didn't have a hard up parent like where I had to sneak or do anything like that. I didn't.
You wanna know what kind of parents I had? And S-Rod to know. This is what my dad would. This what my dad would do. He wouldn't whoop me. I got popped like a few times. Like yo, like chill out. This man would pull out the Bible and he'd be like, you know what God said about disobedient children? And we'll read a scripture and he would be like in St. John chapter 1, and we would like have almost like a impromptu Bible study in the living room about like being disobedient. It's pretty much I would get like I would feel so bad and so guilty like I let God down, disobeying my parent. That was one of the commandments. Honor thy father and mother, different things like that. And we would have a full on discussion about certain things like that. But yeah, that was kind of how with my mom, she didn't play. You got one time and it was just like pow. But other than that, I ain't really rest her soul. Yes, ma'am.
The lady who lied on me passed away.
Oh, got you.
And I ain't gonna lie, I still feel a way about that whooping, y'all. It's fresh, like it just happened.
When they bring God into it, that guilt hit. That's what I'm saying, bro. I was like, I just let my dad down.
So back in the day when he said God, like he really like felt the way. Like he was like, oh my God, God.
Yeah, because we thought if we did something wrong like that, we thought God might not do this for us. Or
who taught y'all that? Holy Cross? Where y'all in school at?
No, that wasn't that just in general. Just growing. That wasn't in like school.
Yeah, why it gotta be the school? Why that?
I'm just saying because that's what crossed my mind. I was like, well, maybe school told them that.
Oh, let me tell you something, T. And look, Zig and anybody in the 06 class can testify. Whatever.
Not 06. Lord, I wasn't even in high school yet.
Whatever Holy Cross image y'all have when y'all hit it, it was the total opposite. When I'm talking about hood, there was no such thing as, we go to Holy Cross. No. Hood. Zig, I'm lying?
I mean, you ain't lying.
Hood.
Holy Cross was hood? When? Well, I guess in 06 is different. Like I said, that was before my time.
I don't know how I can't speak for it now.
Yeah, what you was? You was in middle school or something?
Probably in elementary.
Man, Keelan, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
10 years older than me.
My boy Keelan.
No, and I'm not saying gangster tape. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying a lot of people, when you say Holy Cross, I'll be like, trust me, when I went,
they think it's a proper school, is what that's right. They're trying to say, and it was not a proper school.
I thought y'all were a little uppity.
It was a good school. It's a good school, but it wasn't.
Trust me. Let's say this, Tay. Anytime you got people putting firecrackers in the dumpster, in the garbage can, going inside the classroom, talking to the teacher like they ain't nothing, that school was hood. Fights breaking out at the basketball court over bets, over games, all type of man. Look, Holy Cross was not when we went. I don't know what it is.
That's what I thought.
So Holy Cross was an upper. I mean, it was. You know what I'm saying? Thank God we didn't have like people pulling guns and stuff like. It didn't get too crazy. But I mean, it was a high school.
I'm sorry.
It's an all boys school.
It wasn't.
Normally, everybody go to St. Aug, so I'm very surprised y'all went a different route.
I would have went to St. Aug, but I didn't like the scheduling. And that's the only reason why I went to Holy Cross. Number one, Ted, you got to understand. The only reason why I went to Holy Cross, number one, I went on a scholarship. Mm-hmm. So tuition was paid for all 4 years.
What kind of scholarship were you on? Basketball?
Academics.
Oh, okay. Oh, you were smart. Go ahead. I didn't know you were smart.
I feel some type of shade.
I feel like it was a little backhanded. Just a little bit.
Yeah, Ted. You know what?
All I said was I didn't know you were smart.
What I really want to say on here right now, I'm not gonna do that because I know your people watching. I'm about to just say something.
You about to say like that? Go ahead, say it with your chest. Stay 10 toes down.
I'm not. It start with
the thing is, I had a full ride to De La Salle and I went to Warren Easton. Like, how retarded is that?
Oh man.
I'm just saying, like, it wasn't one.
I wanted to go where the hood kids was. I didn't want to go to that Catholic school girl stuff. I was over that at that point.
Believe it or not, I did not want to go to Holy Cross. I didn't want to even go to St. Aug. I just wanted to go somewhere where they had girls. Like,
all these all boys schools in the city.
Right. And the only reason why I went to the middle school I went to, because it was free tuition. Like,
your mama probably sent you because you was fast. She said, no, let me put in with all these boys because he gonna be distracted.
Look,
no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No. You know what's even funnier? I didn't know Holy Cross was an all boys school until the first day I got dropped off. I was worse than all y'all.
I say
So
that.
I got
Hey,
so my parents went to the open house thing. They got the classes and everything set up. I even went, but I didn't. I mean,
Z.
I was
So
in seventh
Z,
grade.
how was that getting out the car? And you like, dang, walking in
Well, I
class.
didn't
You
know
like,
until I didn't really know until I was like, man, okay, they got white people here, okay, like whatever.
I mean, like I said, Tay,
And
it's
then
just
hold on, I got you. I'm gonna finish this last part up, and then so my parents dropped me off first day of school. I got my little button up shirt on, my tie, them hard ass Doc Martin shoes they made us wear.
right.
I had to wear those, and then I'm walking to school. I get to the what they call homeroom. I know everybody had a homeroom,
Mm-hmm.
and then I
everybody.
sat down. I was kind of early. I sat down, and then I was just like, all right. And then you just start seeing males, just more boys. I was like, well, all
Right.
right. And then I'm like, all right, okay, maybe it's just not that many girls in here. That's because some seats was open. And then after the I don't know if they still do this, but when you're late for class, the little bell tune ring, the doo 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 on the little intercom. So when
Mm-hmm.
that rang, I was like, it's only all boys in here. What the hell going on? I walked in the hallway. There's boys over here, boys. I'm like, what kind of school is this? So I got home. I'm like, what's going on? What's all these boys? It was like, we just wanted to make sure we got you in a good school. Thankfully I'll tell you, I was pissed. Thankfully I met Lyndon. I met Lyndon and Sean my second day at school. And then we was cool after that. But
It,
I was heated.
it was just like this, Tay. Like,
I would have been a culture
I'm
shock
like,
if I went to
y'all
an
lied to
all girl
me.
school and I didn't know. Like, I'm not gonna
Y'all
be
right.
lied
around
to me.
all women all day. Absolutely not. Get me out
Hey,
of here.
look, I call Katrina a blessing and a curse. The curse because, of course, we lost everything. Yes, Bishop Perry.
That's
Salute.
what Bishop Perry.
Like, I was devastated. I lost everything. I was away from my, of course, my partners and stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. When that lady came and told me, all right, just your senior, of course, you can't go back home. She was like, we're gonna put you in one of the best private Catholic schools. I was like, bruh, not another all boys school. No. It's co-ed. Huh? I tell you no lie. I started
That's
ironing.
sad.
What? Tay, the first day I looked,
3 years all boys. Them girls looked a little good, huh?
man, them girl, what? I was in heaven. I was like, finally. And then it really did distract me because, come on now, Tay, it wasn't about showing off though, but I was like, man, hold up. I can't get too distracted. I gotta get on my academics. I don't want no them girls.
So you had some little booze in high school, is what you're saying? Your
Oh, yeah.
senior year?
Shh, out there in
Oh.
Montgomery. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yes.
All right.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Well,
And guess what? Anybody, I didn't want to come back home. I didn't.
for
I
me,
didn't.
I went to Baton Rouge and I hated everything about it.
I
Like
love
to me,
look.
and I hate to say it, this about to sound so bad, but I really hate going to school with white people. I hated that the most. Like black people, we're just a certain way that's different from other cultures, like anybody else. Like black people, we just do our thing and that's it. But when you get to intertwining other people, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm not with this. I don't listen
Right.
to this type of music. I don't wear these type of clothes. They got on felines. Like it was a lot of stuff that at that time coming from New Orleans, be like, we just want be nice. Like we ain't this is too much. And it was like a culture shock. And then everybody
Right.
looking at me like, oh my God, this is a new girl. She's pretty. She got nice hair. And I'm just like, I just want to go home. Don't talk to me. Like, don't. Like, I went to school with 3 or 4 of my cousins. Like, 3 of us came from New Orleans. It was T Dunn. And then I had, T Dunn is more friendly than I am. Like, she's the one that everybody's her cousin and she loves everybody. Me, I'm like, don't talk to me. How you doing? Like, that's me in the meeting until I really get to know people. And then I'm like, oh, okay.
That makes sense. You gotta fill them out.
Yeah. But
But look, like I said, we're gonna let Tay go because I know we hit the halfway mark. But let me just say this, Tay. Like when I tell you the first day I arrived on school, and then guess what? I swear to you, I did not do anything. All I did was step in that school, and I literally had like 3 females come up to me.
Sean, get out of here. Sean.
Look,
Sean.
I'm lying.
Sean.
I had.
Sean.
Think about it. I was from New Orleans. Like they love New Orleans. Like them women out there, they love them some New Orleans. Like they love New Orleans. So it wasn't. I didn't have to say nothing because my first day.
Say baby for me. You throw it on. You try to lay it on
Baby.
thick. Baby.
They love that shit. But I tell you no lie. I didn't say nothing because my first intention was let me peep out the school. Let me just see how these females are, whatever. I mean, women, but they were females at the time. No disrespect to the women out there, but it was.
Yeah, they're gonna come. They're gonna come for you, bro. They already told you.
I know, but this was high school. We was talking about. There wasn't.
I'm saying female.
Yeah, but tell you no lie. I literally chilled, and one girl came up to me and was like, "Hey, that's my number. Call me." I was like,
Sean,
give me that.
Sean, you gotta stop it. You gotta. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. You said you a lie, so that goes with everything.
That was about that
goes
topic.
with everything. You lie about one thing, you lie about another thing.
Dang, you labeled a liar now, dog.
Man, so I guess
I'm a lie.
Man, I guess.
You might have lied about the pineapples too, because the story was a little shaky, but we gonna cover it another day. You know what I'm saying?
No, you want the story to be more vivid, like a porn scene.
Yes, I do. Break it down for me.
For what? So you'll do it. Let me catch myself.
But
I'm about to say
Good job. Safe. Good
something.
job. I'm so
I think it's time for you. I think it's time for you to go.
All right, y'all.
I have to catch
myself.
Right, y'all.
I just have to say one thing before I go. I kind of mentioned in the pre-show, but I'm not gonna be in the after show. So I just want to let you all know I did find someone for Zodiacs. Funny story. I went to the reggae festival this weekend and I got my cards read. We're gonna talk about it next week when she comes on. But I do have someone next week for Zodiacs. So make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all repost. Make sure y'all tag the page because next week it's gonna be different. It's going to be different. It's going to be very active. We're going to chat with y'all. We're going to chat with her. And we're also going to get some readings for some people. So that is it for me on this episode. And I will see. Yes. I was doing my outro.
I'm gonna do my homework too. I promise you. I'm gonna know my signs.
Yes.
I'm gonna know all this.
And also look up the signs of people you dated too. Do me that favor too. That's your homework.
I will. And I'm gonna learn about these Power Rangers and Captain Planet animals. I got you.
And unicorns. Don't forget the unicorn.
Get off of here. Ain't no damn unicorn. Stop with that. No damn unicorn.
But I guess this is it for me. This is my part of the episode where I am saying toodaloo. And I will see you all next week.
Before you go, Tate, let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Facebook, I am Taylor Pooler. Instagram, you can find me at Taylor R. Pooler. Or you can find me at Tay Talks Podcast, PODCASS.
And before you go, as you can see, why would I lie? My mom's will tell you, perfect witness. A girl drove way from Montgomery to pick me up to just go out there for a week. I'm telling you. It was a scene.
Oh, he's letting his mommy in on the stories. That is ridiculous. You must be texting her from the other room. Mom, make sure you tell them.
I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that because that was the truth. Zig and I'm gonna tell you that was the truth.
I just know my bro was calling me excited, like, bro, y'all gotta come.
Right.
Y'all gotta come. Right. I'm like,
come to the school in Montgomery. Where were you?
Montgomery. Come to the apartment. I had an apartment half my senior year. That's another story.
Not silly goose.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear. Yeah, we definitely got to touch up on that one. The apartment your senior year.
Look,
your mama gonna be on that episode? I have questions.
I'll tell you, I actually had an apartment. My coach was my guardian.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you will your mama be on that episode, so I know what I can and can't ask you.
That's cool. You can do that. How about this? Thank you for being a part of the show. You have a great date night. I mean, good night.
You just don't stop, do you? You don't stop.
It don't be me. It don't be me.
Yes, it do be both of y'all.
What you mean? I didn't even do anything. I laughed. I thought it was funny.
Pre-show you acted on and you tried to
Say
do a little
nothing.
comment over, but he gonna make sure his come. That's what's up.
All I know is don't do that side eye. We see that side eye you do on Instagram. Oh, we know it's
What
date
is?
night. Yeah, that.
Wow, this is what we doing me before. Seriously?
Yeah, everybody that follow Tay, y'all know the Tay pose, dude.
Tay pose, right?
Man, we
Wow.
might do the challenge, the Tay pose challenge.
Please don't.
Hey.
Please
The
Hey,
Tay pose.
best Tay pose can get a extra 20% off their hoodie.
The best Tay pose. You know what I'm saying? We got you. Free shirt.
That's what we doing today. That's what we doing today.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, ma'am.
Yeah, have a good
I'm
night,
out,
Joe.
y'all.
So instead of having an intermission, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight into the next segment, and because we gotta kind of give y'all context so y'all can see where Ezra's kind of going with it. So Ezra, do you want to give them a little context first before I start the video?
Yeah, so Zig, so we came upon a video that I don't know if y'all came across it. I on Instagram, Twitter. I'm pretty sure it's been on multiple platforms or whatever like that. But one day, Zig brought it to my attention in the group chat. And this was about Jalen Rose in a situation with his sister. And it was about him selling the house that he bought for his mom's and grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And his sister was the caregiver. I want to say about 2 years, bro. 2 years?
Something like that. Yeah,
about 2 years or whatever like that. So literally, I guess this was an agreement. Like Jalen Rose really bought the house for his mom's and his grandmother so that someone could take care of his mom and grandmother. So pretty much, I guess his sister stepped up and was like, well, who's better to take care of him than me? So she decided to step up and be a caregiver. And I guess Jalen Rose was like, all right, bet. Well, you can stay in the house. Don't worry about the bills. I'll take care of it. Unfortunately, I guess in those 2 year span, RIP to Jalen Rose, grandmother and moms, they both passed away in separate years or a few months, whatever. And he decided that in his best interest was to sell a house. His sister had an issue with that because she felt like, well, I took care of our grandmother in this house. And I feel like I should still stay in this house without paying any bills. I hope I'm saying this.
And he's deciding to sell his house 2 years after his mom passed and grandmother passed. So she's pretty much had a 2 year gap of staying in the house rent free.
Right.
So
I'm gonna let Zig play the video.
So yeah, we're gonna play the video so y'all can get your own opinion on it.
Yeah, we'll give our points of view on it.
All right, so let me get because I saw it, I was kind of like,
it can go multiple ways.
Yeah,
it can, because you only see the video, but like the type of person I am, there's always something underneath the surface that has to be discovered or that hasn't come up to the surface yet. So that's how I feel about it. So y'all peep the video out though.
All right, let's see. Y'all think maybe this let's do that. All right, we claiming fair use. So this isn't to get money from Pink Book Lessons. Let's give a proper shout out to the original poster that did this video. It was it Pink Book Lessons.
ESPN analyst and former NBA player Jalen Rose is in the news. One of his
Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
All right, cool. So we're not claiming this sound of this video to be our own. We're just using this for discussion purposes for the podcast.
sisters blasted him on social media. She's publicly trying to embarrass him and ruin his reputation, all because he's selling a house that he purchased for their mother, who passed away in early 2021. His sister moved in the house a couple of years ago and she was their mother's caregiver, so of course she stayed there for free. And now that their mother passed away, his sister, she never moved out. She didn't pay any bills, and that's the problem. Jalen is preparing to sell the house in his hometown, the Detroit area. So like any other normal person who's trying to sell a house, he went to a property with a woman believed to be a real estate agent to tour the property, but he was met with this.
Clothes and getting my summer stuff ready and trying to continue to be healthy, but then I got to keep dealing with this idiot and this foolishness. Do not go in my mother's room. Do not go in my mother's room. Do not go in my mother's room. Do not go in there. Don't go in my mother's room. Do not go in my mother's room. My mother just died last year, okay? And you bringing strangers all in here, Jalen Rose, to walk to your mother's house that you love so much, that you trying to sell her house a year after she passed while your sister's still living here in it. And you had the audacity to call me a squatter when I took care of our mother and our grandmother in this house. You got a lot of nerve, Jalen Rose. You got a lot of nerve. And I hope the whole world see how much nerve you got now and how fake and phony you been talking about how much love you got for your mother and your family. Mighty funny. The man with the mic ain't got nothing to say today. Ain't that strange? Ain't that strange? How you gonna sell a house somebody live in and been living in for the last 3 years and not communicate? This what this guy is on.
Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. Detroit. If you're watching from the D, drop Detroit below in the comments. Now, this lady, she has really lost her mind. That's his sister, Tamara Rose, talking about he called her a squatter. Very smart brother. I believe he handled this the right way. He didn't allow this moron to bait him into a reaction. Not sure if there's a mortgage on the house or if it's paid off free and clear. But even if it was paid off, there are still financial obligations tied to that property. He's got taxes, insurance, and he could also be paying utilities in the home. If you're not paying for anything and he's wanting you to leave, then ma'am, you are definitely being a leech, living in a property that you're not paying for. And then you hear her defense. She kept saying that he was selling their mother's house. Lady, he's selling his house. She's talking like the house belongs to her just because her mother passed away and Jalen is still in the house. First off, Jalen purchased the house for his mother to live in. Their grandmother also stayed there until she passed away. Jalen's grandmother passed away in September 2020. She was 103 years old.
Yeah, that's right,
And
Kobe.
his mother died less than 6 months later in early 2021. Jalen paid all the bills for his mother and his grandmother, financially provided for them both until they passed away. Whatever they needed, he got it for them. His sister now thinking that she's entitled to the same benefits that he provided for their grandmother and mother. Ma'am, you are an able-bodied adult. Not only that, you're very disrespectful. She called him an idiot for coming over to the house and meeting with the agent to see the house before they listed. The person being the idiot is her, thinking that she's entitled to stay there just because she lived there for a couple of years while their mother was alive.
So once again, shout out to Pink Book Lessons over on YouTube. Go check that page out, and hopefully they don't get upset for us for using that video, but we'll take that up if it comes to that. And go ahead, check that channel out. They have a lot of videos where they react to certain instances of things like that. So, bro, what do you have to say about that? With like, family. This is actually a common issue with families when someone passes away, especially like a matriarch or maybe like a integral part of a family tree, like a mother or father or grandfather or grandmother, someone that has children that come from that branch. When they leave this earth, who takes ownership of said thing? So just say if mom or dad had a car, mom and dad pass away, they have 6 kids. 6 kids got to decide who gets what. And these type of things are always happening in America and all over the world. So unless it's stated in the will that was written out by that parent before they pass, like, yo, this kid gets this. This kid gets this. This is coming from me. This kid gets this. Other than that, unless like in Jalen Rose's situation, he paid for it. So there you go. But these, I guess what I was getting at was these types of situations are more common than y'all think. And before S Rider jumps in, we'll see. Let's see. We got Jay Smooth. He says that's his house. Who she thinks she is? She got strangers on live trying to judge him. She talking about she got strangers in the house. She got strangers on live judging him.
Right.
So all this time, he's the one that's been paying for everything, right? Yes. That is what happened, Cobalt. Brittany says she down bad. Cobalt says, then she got no say. It would be different if she was paying at least something.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Can you link her YouTube in the chat? I may check out some of her videos while working. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that. That's a good idea, Cobalt. Want to give credit to the person that this topic is originating from. So I'm gonna let you tag in, bro, and give us your thoughts on the situation.
Oh man, so I mean, this could go multiple ways, bro. I mean, because first off, watching the video, she to me was doing too much. Number one, we need to stop. We need to stop getting into the habit of posting things on social media. Everything does not have to be on social media.
Correct.
All your business, that to me is just because you got a brother, Jalen Rose, who's an ESPN analyst. You know, you doing that for clout. You're doing that for recognition because you want people to feel sorry for you. Now, granted, you might have some people that might say, hey, you know, she has a valid point. This is my thing, though. Number one, it clearly states that it's his house. It clearly states that this is his house. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. That's just like if I was to buy a car, regardless if I bought the car for my mother. Now, she said, well, you trying to sell my mother's house. No. He might have had some type of contract or some type of an agreement where he was like, hey, I'm going to buy this house. It's for my mom's, and I'm going to put it in her name. Now, I don't know if there was some type of agreement. No, I don't know, Zig. But maybe once the passing or once they passed away, there was some type of agreement saying that, hey, I'm the beneficiary of this house. Even though I bought it, it's my house. Second of all, she could have completely went about this the whole different way. You could have sat down with your brother. And who's to say they didn't have a conversation, bro? Who's to say Jalen Rose, let's just say, for instance, right? Sometimes we know, and I hate to say this, but sometimes we know when a family member might be on their way out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like the medical condition and stuff like that. Who's the Zay? Turn me up. Can't hear you.
Y'all can hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, that was on my end.
You're good. So Jalen Rose might have sat down with her and said, look, you know, unfortunately, it don't look like moms is gonna have too much longer to live. So this is what's gonna happen. Now, I can give you probably another year to get your finances right, get everything lined up. Now, mind you, she didn't have to pay nothing for 3 years. For 3 years.
Nothing.
She didn't have to pay nothing. So me personally, regardless of the fact whether I'm not paying bills, at some point I got to register in my head, all right, just in case my brother was to decide to sell this house.
Right.
Start stacking my paper up.
I was about to say, like, she didn't have an exit plan or a plan B or nothing. She just
now, granted, people were like, she was there 24/7 with her moms and grandmother. I don't know the medical conditions of the grandmother and the mother. We just know that she was the caregiver. So who's to say that she had to stay at the house? But granted, though, Zig, if you felt like nobody told you had to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking hypothetically. Nobody forced you into being a caregiver. If Jalen Rose was willing to pay the bills at that house, I'm pretty sure he would have been willing to pay for a professional caregiver in order for allow his sister to be able to make money or to live a life. I'm pretty sure those options was on the table.
Do you think he was paying her instead of getting a caregiver? He would pay her like a wage or something like that? Because I guess in her defense, I guess if we want to see it both ways,
right?
What if it was like she was caring for them 24/7? That's two elderly citizens she was caring for 24/7. So I guess she was probably at an advantage, not an advantage, but at a disadvantage to where she couldn't go get a job. Like, all right, I'm gonna make sure mom and everybody good. Then once they good, I'm gonna go cut out, go to work. She probably had to be under them 24/7.
And that's what I'm saying though. Like, we don't know that. All we could go off of is the video that she posted.
Well, that's true too. It's speculation.
Right. So ISO Bang said, bro, the truth is that legally he owns the home. Sometimes people think blood should make you stupid. Nah, and that's totally and
facts.
Because like I said, I'm pretty sure Jalen Rose, that's what I'm saying. When you look at a video like this, the first reaction is you're gonna say, all right, she's wrong. But then you gotta peel back the layers and ask yourself, did they have a conversation before their mom and grandmother passed away? Did he give her an opportunity to stack her bread up? Was she a 24-hour caregiver? You got to take all of those things in consideration. And then on top of that, bro, like she cannot get mad at him because technically, like he just said, this is his house. I can see if both of y'all names was on this house, then you would have a little bit a leg to stand on. But you have no reason to get on this man. Then on top of that, you're bringing it to social media. Once again, social media is not for stuff like that, bro.
Nah, not at all.
Bring it to social media because they want, first of all, whether people agree with her or not, you're still putting a little tarnish on your brother's name. You see what I'm saying? Now people's gonna get that perspective like, now I have the right to bash him, or I have the right to bash her. Bring attention to you in a positive and negative way. Stop putting all this stuff on social media. That should have been settled in-house, and that should have been discussed. Was a conversation had? To me, from looking at that video, I think a conversation was had, but maybe she just had a misunderstanding.
Or maybe I think a conversation was had.
Right.
And maybe she didn't take heed to, all right, look, if you want this house, you got to do 1, 2, 3, ABC. It wasn't done. All right, I'm just letting you know, if you don't do ABC, I'm selling the house. Right. I ain't gonna sell his house. He just talking. He just, all right. And then he showed up with that realtor. Right. He showed up with that real estate agent, and then that's when she went live.
And like what the girl said, you know, you got to pay the property taxes, the utility bills. Then I hate the fact too, Zig, like a lot of people get to that point, like let's just say a family member blows up, right? Whether they are a doctor, lawyer.
Or like they just went viral. Just say you made a video, you went viral, and now you got
a music producer, actor, such and such and such. Bro, one thing you have to understand, those people have, even though they got the money, you have to understand those people might be able to take care of you in a certain extent because those people got agents, houses of their own, right?
They got a lot of money going out too.
They got a lot of money going out. You know what I'm saying? Just because they got a lot of money, you have seen people with a lot of money go broke. Because
that's actually facts, bro.
Right. A lot of people will tell you, dude. A lot of people will tell you, rappers, it don't matter, any profession, people that got that upper echelon type of money. The first thing they'll tell you is, sometimes I gotta tell a friend or family no. Because, I mean, damn, I was broke. None of y'all came at, none of y'all was really there for me. Only a select few was ride or die supported the vision when I barely had $20 to my name.
Shit,
Now,
even if so, but think about it like this: even if everyone supported him,
right.
if you really just paid everybody bills, so like just say you come up on like I don't know, I'm throwing a random number out. Just say you come up on 50 mil, you got 50 mil. That's enough to probably, I would say, everybody in your tight circle. I'm about to make sure everybody is debt free. You do that. I'm just saying. But I know where you're going with it. But think about this: if you do that, they're gonna come again. Hey, bro, I need a house. I need this. I need.
Nope.
So it's gonna always be a comeback. They need more. They need more.
Well,
It's never gonna be enough. You gotta be able to say like, you know what? No.
let me tell you something, Zig. I'm gonna tell you like this, real shit. Let me tell you something about that. I always talked about the Powerball, right? So the Powerball right now currently is at 500 mil, right?
I've seen it. 508.
508. So let's just say God blesses me, or blesses you, or blesses anybody that we know with you win the 500 mil,
And then you
don't
pay the taxes on it.
right. So they're gonna take the taxes out. 500 mil, you gonna probably see maybe 3 to 245. So 245 mil. Just throwing the numbers out there, right? And that's not even saying if you have to split the winnings with somebody else that won in another state.
That's true too. It might be multiple winners.
Right. My first response with that was, if I was to ever hit something that large, even if I was to hit 20 million. 20 million in today's world is not, a lot of people gonna say that's a lot of money, but if you don't strategically map it out,
you could blow through that within.
You can blow through 20 mil like that as a snap of a finger if you're not smart with it. Because the first thing people gonna say is, "Oh man, I gotta get that new Lamborghini Diablo, and I gotta get the."
They buy stuff that depreciate in value. They don't buy nothing that make. Yeah.
Exactly. But if I was to win 245 mil, Zig, the first thing I always tell myself, if I was blessed enough to win that, first thing I'm doing is taking care of my immediate family, straight off the bat. And guess what? It's not what you want. Look, of course, moms. Pops,
niece, sis, yeah,
and my aunties, my cousins. A few of my cousins. I would definitely look. Here's a check, or here's the money wired to your account,
and that's it.
Straight up, like of course, my mom's, my immediate family, like my mom's pops and them. Of course,
that's different.
But the money I would set them up with, there won't be no need for them to come back for more, because I know how they would take care of the money. Even with my cousins, it's kind of like, look, here you go. This is the money to kind of get you off your feet, to do whatever you feel like you want to do. Buy a house, take care of tuition. I don't know. Start a business up. But after this is the startup. Like
that's a startup.
That's it. I will also donate money, of course, to the Children's Hospital, St. Jude Children's Hospital, of course. Spend time with the patients. In order, when you receive a blessing, you have to give a blessing back. That's just the way I am. I would donate money to them. After that, Zig, I would set some of my friends up, especially friends that I know that, hey, one of my women friends might need something to start her business up. Or I see my partner with the photography business. He might need some little startup money. He might not need $1 million, but he might make, man, I just need about 75,000. All right, I see the vision. This is an investment.
It's an investment.
Right, like it's not just like, oh, I gave you the money and I got to be a part of this. No, it's like, all right, bro. One of my women lady friends, she might be like, I need this to start this up. I see the vision, and if I know that you solid and you loyal and I can trust you, I would think somebody would do the same thing if they won money and I was cool with them. They would be like, here, Sean, take $1 million. It's not a lot, but $1 million, it could change your life. Whatever. Hey, I ain't gonna never argue with that. If somebody broke me off with $1 million, you could be damn sure I'll be like, whew, I can really start making moves and start positioning and making my money work for me. But in this case, though, Zig, I feel like she probably had opportunities to make money, but she fell back and was like, "Man, yeah, he's not gonna sell a house. I think he bluffing, and I
I
don't think
think
he.
that's what's happened. I think that's what happened.
I don't think he was gonna kick me out the house. And I think that's what she. That's what it hit her. Reality hit her. Like when he came with that realtor, he was like, "Yeah, this for real. Like I'm about to sell this house. Like you gotta get out." Now, who's to say this though, Zig? Who's to say that he didn't offer her? All right, look, it's either you can have the house, but I'm not paying none of the bills, and I'm not paying
Take the utilities out my name.
Right.
And the taxes and stuff.
Right. I can transfer all this out. I can transfer all this to you. You can have the house, it's your house, but I'm not paying not one bill.
Oh,
I'm paying no property taxes, nothing. Straight up. Like, that's it. Don't look for no more. Like, don't come to me and all this other stuff. So, yeah, bro. Like, yeah, man.
Who's to say? Now, this just being super devil's advocate. Who's to say he was just trying to scare her? Oh, you think I'm playing? I'm gonna bring a realtor in here, scare you straight. But nah, I don't think. You never know.
It's a possibility. It's just, I don't know, dog. I just feel like first of all, you just did it wrong, dog. Like, you don't blast stuff like that on social media. I don't know why that's really a trend now. It just seemed like every argument, every fight, you know.
Do I want to know what the topic is? Oh, so long story short, Tig, Jalen Rose, who's a NBA player, his mother and grandmother, I'm sorry, he put his mother and grandmother in the house. So he bought a house out in Detroit, fully paid for. We assuming fully paid for. You know how they do? They take care of their mom and their grandmother, put them in a house. His sister volunteered to be the caregiver for mom and grandmother. So 2 years ago they passed away. So within that 2 year span, the sister was still in the house, and Jalen Rose was still paying the utilities and taxes and all the other stuff on it. So last week, at least that's when she posted. I don't know when this actually happened. He shows up with a realtor saying, like, I'm about to sell this house. Like, you gotta go. So she recorded Jalen Rose and a realtor going through the house, like, I guess, getting everything lined up to sell a house. And she was saying, this is Jalen Rose, y'all beloved NBA superstar. Like, he kicking me out the house, and I can't believe he would do this to me. Blah, blah, blah. So it was a really dynamic topic because some people were saying that he shouldn't do that to his sister. You know, she took care of the mom and the grandmother. But then you have some people like one of our chatters, ISO Bangs. He said that bro, that is legally his house. He owns the home. Sometimes people blood should make you stupid. Nah, fam. So like, this has been a really dynamic topic where some people feel like he should just keep paying for the house that she's staying in. And some people are saying that, you know, he has a right to sell a house if the people he initially bought it for are no longer on this earth.
Right.
So that's kind of what we was hashing out. But yeah, that's a crazy topic. Hopefully they can, you know, get that ironed out. Most likely don't look like it. And we also talked about too, Tig, that this kind of comes up a lot in family situations when a loved one passes away that owns property, and then you have siblings and you know, cousins coming out of the woodwork trying to claim stuff that, you know, they don't own, or it has to go to court to see who actually owns it or would be the next of kin and stuff like that. So
a lot of jealousy and envy.
A lot of jealousy. So that's why they say it's always important for people to get wills and stuff like that, so it don't even have to come to that.
But I mean, at the end of the day, though, bro, like, one thing people gotta understand though is like, maybe See, every family is different. Every
Facts.
family operates different. Everybody, you got to think about it. Like I would say, for instance, like a grandmother or whatever like that, right? Or a grandfather. Who's to say that, all right, if, God forbid they pass away, either by nature or, medical issues, whatever. And let's just say, for instance, in the will, they left something so valuable or like it was worth a lot of money to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody gonna come, well, how they get that? Like, what's the purpose that they get that? They ain't gonna know what to do with it. How'd you just tell somebody that? Who's to say that that person was the one that was always checking on them or always the one to give them a phone call? Not
Mm-hmm.
that that's the main reason, but I mean, people really think like that. Like, shit, you never checked up on Grams or what some people call Pawpaw or whatever like that. You never was the one to go over there and spend time with them and make sure they was good. You only came around when it benefited you. You feel me? Or you only came around when it was necessary for you to come around. Of course, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and what's the most infamous one that everybody knows? Funerals.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, I don't know why, but it takes a funeral for you to be like, damn, I ain't seen cousin since we was in diapers, or I ain't seen uncle and auntie since
Mm-hmm.
middle school graduation. And it's 10 plus years then passed. But now when it comes to somebody, a patriarch of the family passes away, or somebody that was the foundation and the glue of the family tree goes away,
Mm-hmm.
you feeling some type of way. Nah, you can't get mad at such and such because they probably was the ones that was making sure they was good, making sure that they was even a phone call. You feel me? Like, come on, man. Like,
This is the that's the reference video Tig. But yeah, that's so Tig said, so I agreed that legally it's his, but it's nothing that couldn't have gotten worked out if she wanted that house instead of it just being handed to her. But now you record me talking shit, be homeless, heifer.
and that's what I'm saying though. Like, but that's real facts though, because you could have sat down with this man. It seems like you just want to stay in the house and let him continuously pay all the bills. And I'm pretty sure he was like, that's not happening. Like, you ain't got no type of medical condition. You ain't in no dying need. Now, I'm pretty sure he not as heartless. I don't know him on a personal level, so I can't speak facts. But I'm pretty sure as a human being side of the aspect of the situation,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that if his sister really didn't have the financial funds at that particular time, I'm pretty sure he would have sat down at the table and be like, look, sis,
Mm-hmm.
look, you're going through a lot. Yes, you couldn't work to make money because you took care of our grandmother and our mother. So look, let's make an agreement. Once again, I said this in the beginning of the situation.
You did. Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a year. That's plenty of time. You can stack your paper up. You can stay here. And even if he feel like, all right, look, I take upon the bills, I pay all the bills, stack your paper up. When that year come around,
We meeting again. We meet
again, and it's either two options. I'm selling a house and you gotta move out,
which is
or
still good because that way you stack your money up and then you can go
you stack your money up, Zay.
yeah.
If you decide to take that offer and really go about it.
It's
Some
still a
people,
win-win for her because he taking the hit.
some people will still take that and be like, man, I got all right. How many months in a year? 12. So they're gonna be like, the first 6 months, I ain't stacking my paper. I'm gonna just wait another 6 months and wait till the deadline come. And oh no, that's not the agreement. If you don't, it's either one or two options. I'm selling this house regardless of what you got. And on top of that, if you really want this house, that's cool. I'll sign over the deed. So whatever paperwork you need to sign over, I'll put the house in your name. But just understand the bills, the utilities, the property taxes, the house insurance, anything that needs fixing in that house,
That is on you.
all you. You cannot come to me no more for no, well, you think you can get this fixed? Well, this technically was your house. And no. If I sign the paperwork over to you,
The
it's a
roof cave in, you gotta fix it. If the AC go out, you gotta fix it. Yeah.
You either take that, or I'm selling a house. I'm gonna get my money
And
and
get
I'm
you a
gonna.
townhome or something.
There you go. There you go. So I mean,
They could have hashed that out.
Exactly. Hash that out.
They could have hashed that out, but you can't hash stuff out if people ain't willing to compromise or they're not willing to work together. So one person could offer it, but she could be, or he could have just showed up and be like, "Get out."
But you got to give him props though, because he could have really reacted and cursed.
He didn't say not one word. He just,
I mean, that could have turned out bad because just imagine his mentality. Like, all right, you recording me.
This in my mom house, like.
And he could have been on some stuff where who's to say he wouldn't have been like, all right, you want to take it there? How about this? How about this? I'm gonna call the cops.
Get out.
Get out.
And that could have, or the cops come in on a 10.
Right. Facts.
You know what happens when they come in at a 10?
Facts, ISO.
ISO, man, ISO preaching today. He said, "God, give me a year bill free." Right. That's what I'm saying. It's a win-win either way. Even if he did say, "Look, I'm gonna give you one more year, and then you gotta go." Okay,
right. Cool. I'll be stacking my paper up.
Okay.
So much.
We good.
Like, it'll be ridiculous, dog. Like, I'll put myself in a position. Not only would I be getting out this house, I'll be like, man, I'm about to go find me a house that's suitable for me. I just say, Jose, I couldn't see myself.
And you saw how big that house was?
Right. I couldn't see myself staying in a house where, my mother or grandmother passed away.
They both passed in that house.
Right. It's just that feeling of just walking around the house and you go in that room and you be like, damn, that's the room that they passed. Like, it's just that eerie feeling.
It's a very eerie feeling. I see where you getting at with it too.
But it's not a disrespect. It's just like, I feel like, hey, they moved on. They went to a better place. They're not feeling no pain no more. So, I think I know they would want me to move on, to be in a better situation if I was, able to. You know what I'm saying? People different. It's people, like people different. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I just feel like this. She took it the wrong way. I felt like that should have been communicated and hashed out a little bit off of social media. That did not. I think she did that because she knows what type of public figure her brother was.
And that's not right.
Right. You're trying to get clout.
That's messed up.
And then on top of this, before I forget, because I always think about stuff when we go off air. Who's to say that this man don't have to still take care of the divorce? He used to be married to Molly Carroll.
That's what I'm saying. He's still going through that. The mom died. It's like, bruh, like I can't catch a break.
Right. Who's to say that she didn't like? Maybe the divorce is not. I don't know if the divorce is finalized. I think it is.
I think it is. It is.
But I'm just saying though, who's to say
like
if they married, let's just say they did get a divorce, but it wasn't finalized, and it was like, all right, well that house is technically mine, so I feel like just to be spiteful, no, you're not selling that house because technically you still married to me. Molly Karam could have been on some stuff. Oh, you gonna let your sister go? I'm telling you, it's a lot of ways that this could have went. Because I know when you get married, pretty much that's where half of yours is half of. You see what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, I'm telling you, it could have been some tricky situation, bro. It could have been a tricky.
It looked like I think, and of course, we just going by what they say on social media and what they've said on ESPN and podcasts and different things like that. It seems like they're still friends, but there was a disconnect when Jalen's mother and grandmother died. It really affected him mentally, and I think they kind of grew apart slowly after that. But they're still friends. Take that as what you know how that goes.
Right. Well, people. It's just crazy though. Like family. Like I love my family, bro. It's just
right.
It's just crazy though. Like I think we had a topic about this stuff last season, and I think this was the first time I seen Zay get like worked up behind a topic when he was just like, especially when it came to the podcast world,
I was
you
like,
know,
bro.
you see more strangers be supporters than your own family. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom's come through. I know a couple of my friends come through. They show hella support. I know a lot of people that's on social media. And like I told Zig, like, I just look at it as, hey, y'all know about it. You can't say I never told you. I'm constantly
That's what
posting
I'm
it,
saying.
promoting it. I'm not gonna force you. I'm not even gonna feel no type of way. But take this as a lesson. Okay, just understand when you start hearing about this show even more and more in a different level, people gonna be like, oh man, like, damn, you really a part of that? Like, I didn't know. No, you knew. You knew. And it's crazy that strangers and your friends sometimes, and maybe one or two family members, they show you that support, but they don't really, the people that you really expect to show up,
Mm-hmm.
they never showing up, but they act surprised when they see you blow up. That irks me. Like that I'm like, that don't make no sense to
Just
me.
saying,
I don't understand that.
and I know
Yo,
a lot of people aren't chatters. They watch, but still, you know who was there supporting you and who wasn't. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, and like I said, I don't hold nothing against nobody, bro, because I know people got lives, and I know people that really don't watch the live show. They'll watch it throughout the week, and they would like even that.
Mm-hmm.
Even sometimes I get to the point where people will be like, "Man, look, man, I see you doing a podcast.
You never
I'm
know who watching, bro.
right." And I don't care if you repost it. You can never watch the show, but you probably bought a hoodie or a shirt. Any
I'm
support,
good.
I'm good. I'm never gonna hold nothing against anybody because I know people got busy lives. People
Yeah,
got,
people got they got
people got,
kids.
but I know the real supporters. I know the people that holds me down and continuously support without watching the show. And that's the beauty of the audio. They might listen to it after this when it's uploaded and edited. I appreciate that. But at the same time, though, you got the ones that constantly think that, oh man, you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? But that's life. That's just the way life is set up. You just got to move forward. You know what I'm saying? I don't really trip off it though, bro. I mean, it is what it is. I don't let that. I kind of let that motivate me. You know what I'm saying? Let it make me better.
Mm-hmm.
But hey,
But and talking with my bro 8-bit, 8-bit. One of the things that he always said is make the content, when you're doing content creating everything as we get into our final thoughts,
mhm,
make the content for you first. Is
right,
this even something that you would watch? Is this even something that you would go back and do? Is this something that you enjoy doing? Do you even enjoy doing this? Who are you
mhm,
doing this for?
right,
If you do it for yourself, then it don't matter if you got one person listening, two people listening, three people, 40, 100. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter who shows up at that point because you're doing it for yourself. So
right,
once I had that conversation with him some years ago, at that point, it could be three people in here. I'll be good because at the end of the day, I'm chopping it up with one of my best friends and another one of my good friends, Tay. We got people that rotate in and out that come in and chop it up with us. But at the end of the day, I'm here for myself and I'm here for my bro and I'm here
right.
for my new sis in Tay. So
And that's
I'm
how.
I'm good. I'm cool. So whoever else come is a bonus. So like Brittany, ISO Bangs, Kyle, everybody, that's a bonus for me.
Right.
Everybody that pop up. So you
And
know
like
what
I
I'm
said,
saying?
bro, I didn't have people many of times. They didn't commented on Instagram saying, "Man, I listened to the episode." We didn't have that last season. This season, now you
True.
have the opportunity to listen to us now. So if you can't catch us live, then you got the opportunity. I've actually had people tell me that. But like the saying is, everybody goes through that. They always say
Yeah.
strangers. Strangers are always the ones to be your biggest supporters than family and friends. In some cases, yes and no, but you do see that a lot. But I appreciate everyone that takes the time out to listen to it, because I know when you talk to me and you be like, man, I listen to everything. Hey, you ain't gotta sit. I don't care if you listen to it 5-10 minutes. Like I say, that's a viewer, that's a listener. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you can't listen to it right then and there. But at the same time, though,
Big facts.
we have to do a better job just as human beings in general, not no black. Of course, we always say the black and all this other stuff, but I'm saying as human beings, we have to do better at supporting each other and being there for each other. If you can support, like somebody always say, if you can support the big companies, the big products, you should be willing to support
Shout out to
those.
Earl.
Yeah, that's my bro Earl. That's the
Shout out to
trying to
Earl.
ISO photography. If I'm getting this stuff correct, that's one of the other photographers I know. Real dope
Send us
photographer.
your and Earl and whoever else that are content creators or business people on, and we'll get into this a little bit more in our post show. But if y'all are content creators, podcasters, or if you are a business owner, hit us up on Let's Hash It Out Pod on Instagram so we can start adding y'all to our story. So whenever we see y'all post stuff, we'll actually, like Sean, Tay, and myself, we all control the Instagram page. So if we see something that y'all doing, we'll repost it. Just to let y'all know that we support you back. So y'all make sure y'all connect with us on Instagram. And Sean, you have any final thoughts before we get into the post show? And we could get into this a little bit more in the post show.
Nah. Once again, I think we hashed out different topics as far as like the parenting skills, difference between, the proper way to make sure that your kids are properly well mannered and stuff like
That was a
that.
good topic. Everybody was fired up on that one.
I mean, just talking about the differences between then and now, and what are some methods and what are some ways to be more understanding of your children, and other ways to try to get them on the right path and stuff like that. Appreciate that, George.
Appreciate that, George.
And of course, we just picked this situational topic because I think a lot of families probably go. It's just not Jalen Rose and his sister, but I'm pretty sure a few people in the chat probably dealt with something like this before, whether
or seen something go through it. Yep.
Yeah, or they experienced it. I'm pretty sure people went through this type of stuff. So we try to bring you content that y'all can relate to. And like I said, one thing about our podcast that I like is that we try to bring y'all content that you either experienced before. We're no judgment. We don't have no type of judgment here. So that's why we like when y'all comment. This is what drives the show. The way y'all comment, the way y'all interact with us, because we learn from y'all just as much as y'all might learn from us. And of course, we throw a little entertainment in there from time to time. You know what I'm saying? So, but until next week, though, I guess Tay did leave off on a good shout out to Earl for that. Appreciate it, bro. I would say this. Next week episode might be a great one to tune in. Episode 8. Tay pretty much gave y'all the rundown before she left. We will be doing horoscopes. Horoscopes will be on the agenda.
Yeah, and we'll just kind of have that as like an asterisk because we'll be kind of coordinating with somebody else. That's what we plan on doing.
Right.
But if not, y'all know we're gonna have a banger show for y'all.
Right. We will finalize, but horoscopes has been one of the most requested topic to talk about this
especially because of this dude, because he's not a believer.
Right. I'm just not. It's not that I'm not a believer. It's just the fact that I feel like I don't base my decisions, especially like relationship decisions or love life, off a woman's horoscope.
Sign. Oh, sign.
Yeah, her sign. Like, oh, I'm not going to date that particular woman because
y'all not compatible.
Yeah, a Libra. What the hell that got to do with anything? Like, I'm not with it. I understand. And guess what? I'm not knocking it. Like they might have some truth behind it. They might have a description that might really help you explain. But I'm just not with them horoscopes. I call them Power Ranger animals and the Captain Planet type of elements. I ain't got time all these water signs and fire blast and all. Look, I ain't got time for all that. But teachers own. But that's the purpose of a show. Next week
to hash it out.
I might learn a lot.
Right, you never know.
Miss Cleo gonna be in the building. Unfortunately, knows
Miss Cleo gonna be in the building. Hey, and appreciate whoever that was that recently subscribed. Kyle, thank you, Kyle, for subscribing to our channel.
Cool. Appreciate that. But yeah, next week, y'all people's out. We're about to head over to the post show. And all right, Miss Pinky. Okay. And like I said, man, we're about to head over to the post show. I think we hashed it out tonight. Y'all definitely peep us out over at the post show. And that's it, Zig. That's all I got to say, bro.
I can't say anything more than what Sean and Ted have not already said. I appreciate y'all. Tig already saying Geminis can square up. All right. Make sure I'm putting it in for those that are on Twitch. That is the Let's Hash It Out podcast YouTube. Make sure y'all go and click that and make sure y'all are subscribed because we have some bonus content coming out very soon. Me and my bro S Rider to my left right here on the screen. We got at least 2 to 3 bonus episode topics that we're just gonna fire off. Not really nothing long, nothing to hold y'all up, but just kind of like 20-30 minute conversations to have, and y'all can digest that at y'all's leisure. What's up, cheesecake? All right, y'all. So that is it for today's show. If y'all want, y'all can stay tuned for the post show, and that's about it, man. Thank y'all again.
Appreciate y'all.
What's going on, everybody? This is Ziggy the Beast, and I'm very happy to announce that we have a promo going on in the Hash It Out store for 72 hours. You can get a shirt, backpack, mug. You can get a hoodie. You can get your crop top, whatever you want. The entire store is on sale. Use the promo code HashOut for free shipping on your order for 72 hours. Yes, free shipping on your order for 72 hours. Use the promo code HashOut, and in the checkout, you'll see the changes made there. And I appreciate everyone for supporting us, and happy shopping. What's going on, guys? This is Ziggy the Beast, and before we get started with today's show, make sure y'all head over to YouTube. Make sure you click that subscribe button, turn it from red to gray, and make sure you also click that bell icon right next to it to be notified whenever we go live.
Get out your feelings and stop the killing and run your mouth. We talking east to the west, I'm not bringing back the south. Bases is loaded, 2 strikes and 1 more, I get you out. Let's talk about like adults and sit back and hash it out. Hash it out, 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 and we gon' hash it out. Hash it out, hash it out, hash it out, hash it out. Let's get your cups and sit back and let's talk and hash it out. Men lie and women lie, but numbers don't. We can debate if you want, but I know you really won't. I'ma reach and guess my percentage on the desk. I'm sure like Holmes, detective skills, he be at the max. S Rider, his topics, he bringing me the best. Ziggy the Beast, he be streaming, that man is built for next. TikTok, she wear the dress, but don't try to press. I'm S dotted, them campus smacking, we at your neck. Hash it out, 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 and we gon' hash it out. Hash it out, hash it out, hash it out, hash it out. Let's get your cups and sit back and let's talk and hash it out. Get out your feelings and stop the killing and run your mouth. We talking east to the west, I'm not bringing back the south. Bases is loaded, 2 strikes and 1 more, I get you out. Let's talk about like adults and sit back and hash it out.
Yo. It's the post show, and we just here to kick it for a few minutes, just to kick back, kind of do a little review of the previous episode 7, where we talked about parenting 101. Pretty much, we hashed out the different methods
It's pretty much do y'all believe in whipping your kids?
Right, pretty much. And
That's
like
what
I
it looked like it came down to.
right, and like I said, growing up, of course, the generation is different. A lot of parents don't really believe in, as far as like, I think that in their eyes, what works the best as far as like disciplining their children is taking something that hurts the most. As I gave y'all a little sad story in the first topic with my mom's, when she ripped up my whole dream team collection cards. That was something that was like, oh man, I know I ain't gonna never disrespect or play with moms like that ever again.
I bet you didn't do that again, though.
Hell no, never. And we talked about the difficulties of raising children in today's generation, because you got to worry about pretty much social media in general. You know what I'm saying? Social media has a big grip on not just children, all of us in general, adults, but it can benefit too with the new technology that we have. Like I said, back in the day, there was no such thing as you could locate your child on a phone. I mean, you knew your child had a phone, but did you know how to locate them? You know what I'm saying? Now with iPhones and just all these different
Mm-hmm.
type of technologies, you know exactly where your child at, where they been at, who they with, what location they at. So it's kind of like, it's still difficult, but it's still kind of, it's a little easier than what it was back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's way different, because I could tell. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, I could have told my people, hey, I'm going here, but I'm actually here. And they probably would have never known unless somebody would have been like, called them and say, oh, I seen such and such. You see what I'm saying? So
That's true. I mean, they really
right,
had to trust that you was at where you said you was at, or where you was supposed to
right.
be at.
Nowadays, they got stuff on the iPhone that'll tell you, all right, let me see your phone. And they'll have
Was it the Find Friends?
right, to find friends, or they got something in your phone in the location section that say significant locations.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say, oh, well, what about on this day? Because they actually in your phone, it'll tell you what day, the time, and the exact location, exactly on what date
You was at these locations.
I'll be like, bro.
Bro, Kyle said he's also from New Orleans.
Okay.
Kyle said, think about that. Used to just let us go to the movies for hours with nothing but hopes and dreams that we come home.
Yeah.
Drop you off at the plaza in the east. All right.
Right.
We'll be back in about 2 hours.
Right. You had such thing as called curfew. And to me, that you don't have that too often. It's kind of like,
would you do that with your kids in this, I want to say 2022, but like in this day and age?
I think it's a respect thing.
Like if your kids got old enough, you just drop them off at the Lakeside Mall and be like, all right,
look, at some point,
when they get old enough, of course.
As a parent, as they get older, you have to, little by little, if they're showing you that they're responsible,
that you could trust them.
That you could trust them. Trust, I always say this: trust, loyalty, what else? Respect. All of that is very hard to find, because you don't get trust from everybody. You don't get loyalty from everybody. You damn sure don't get respect from everybody. It's so hard to find those qualities in people. But when you do get them, guess what? It's like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to lose that, because all it takes is for one slip up, or all it takes is for one little saying to have somebody not trust you, or to take away their loyalty. It's hard to find those things. It's very easy to lose it and have it taken away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So, would I drop my kid off at Lakeside? Yes, but not without them knowing, look, you're still a child. Yes, you're growing up to be a young person, but this is a crazy world we live in. These are different times, and there's a lot of shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
All I ask is that you answer the phone when I text you. I ain't saying I'm gonna blow your phone up, but if I text you and say, "Are you okay?"
I need a prompt answer.
I need a response. I need to know who you with. because I don't just because you hang out with people,
FaceTime. Let me see.
FaceTime or whatever until I feel like I can trust you. How do you build up that trust? You handling your business in school. You know the difference between right and wrong. You know. I just know that as the person that I'm raising you to be, I just need you to understand there's consequences in every decision that you think you're gonna make. So I'm not gonna be on you or be that type of parent to be like, no, you can't do this. But yeah, understand this. There are consequences behind your decisions. And this is
Correct.
another thing, Zed, that I think people got to take in consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you, now you have a kid. I have my niece. That's like my daughter, right? When they ask to go do things, of course, you got to think about it as this. We was in their shoes
Was
as
an
well.
issue. Yeah, that's true.
So we know about
He's like, come
ranking.
on now. You already know, dog.
Right. And that's why I said, I'm not saying that you condone it or you push that upon them and say, yeah, you can have sex, but just understand the consequences. No. Like, no, it's none of that. It's either
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you about this, and these are the consequences of your actions. It's up to you to understand that. Like, yeah, you might want to have sex in high school because your friends are peer pressuring you
And they doing it.
to it. But understand this: you get that girl pregnant, or say if my daughter get pregnant, understand, like, look, these are the consequences. You really want to go through that at an early age? Your education comes before all of that. All of that stuff, that drinking, the sex, all of that stuff, that's not going nowhere. Your education is the most important thing. You get your education, focus on yourself, understand yourself,
Mm-hmm.
learn about yourself, respect yourself, value yourself. All that other stuff is that comes and go. Just like money. It comes and go.
Comes and go.
Education, you need that. Especially in this time of age, you need that. You need that. But yeah, man, I think you got to build trust, but the children growing into young men and young women, they have to understand that what comes with great responsibility, you got to have that trust from your parents. That just don't come like that. You got to build that up. And
Mm-hmm.
once you get your parents' trust, try not to allow that to give you the freedom or the license to be like, yeah, I got them where I want. No, you don't. Sometimes your parents will put you through a test. They've been through the situations. They've been through all that stuff that you think you're getting away with. They didn't been through all that. That's why I say, Zig, our
That's why they
generation.
just be waiting you to see they just want to see you.
Right.
I'm saying how far he get with this.
Right. I think our generation is the best generation in mankind, Zig. It's not no brag
I'm
because
saying if it was between, I say like mid 80s to mid 90s, that's the best like segment right there.
We didn't live. Think about it, bro. No offense to our parents, you know what I'm saying? But let's just think about it, bro. We really went through a lot of changes.
We went through a lot of evolution. Even if you think of technology, like we remember like the old big wide monitor computers. Now we got phones, touch phones, flip phones, Nokia, playing Snake on your phone.
Bro,
you remember having a text, you had to press like 111122 to like type.
Bro, we went through literally anybody that was born in the 80s, the 90s. We really went through a lot of adaptation. Like we had to adapt to a lot of things. Just the way words are being said, phrases, technology, the cars, CD players.
The T9. Yup,
right.
the T9
Bro,
text.
I'll tell anybody, people laugh at me. I'll be like, man, y'all remember the time, boy, back in the days you had to take some pliers to change the television channel by your
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the Zenith TV.
Right. The roller, what you call it, the roller phone. You had to take your finger and
take your finger and go shh.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Had
on
all
all
that.
the eight the what that is called collect 1-800 collect. We had to
1-800 collect.
bruh. When we had to call
Pay
in,
phones.
right? We had to call into the cable company. Hey, we want to order that pay-per-view, like the wrestling event.
We'll do that for the wrestling pay-per-views.
Right. So now all
Look
you
at
gotta
Kyle.
do is
Look at
order
Kyle. Pages.
page, right? Pages.
The beeper.
Bruh. But you know what I wish they would have, you know what I wish they can bring back? And I'm pretty sure they got it here in the city. Arcades.
That's becoming a lost art. A lost thing is arcade. They're kind of what they're doing with the arcade. The new version of arcades is like a Dave and Buster's. Like
Yeah.
that's the arcade nowadays. Or like they have out here in Baton Rouge is called Main Event.
Main Event, I've heard of that. Yeah.
It's like it's pretty much Dave and Buster's, but it got laser tag. It's a bowling alley. It's like a little restaurant, and then they got a little area in the back with like arcade games. It's pretty much, remember Celebration Station?
Yeah.
It's like Celebration Station, or what was the other one? DZ Discovery Zone.
Yeah. I remember that.
It's kind of like them little areas. Like that was in New Orleans back in the day. But I remember arcade, I think in Barcadia, that's right. They got Barcadia out here. That's by
Right.
LSU.
Right.
Remember Aladdin's Palace?
Yeah, that was in the plaza.
Yeah.
Right across the street. Right across from KB Toys.
Yeah. And KB Toys, that became GameStop.
Yep. Or Toys R Us.
Or Toys R Us, yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying though. Like
the adaption in
right, you got all these game systems, the Xboxes and the PlayStation.
What was the other one, bro? Circuit City.
Every Tuesday, it wasn't every Friday. Every Tuesday, that's when the new music came out for $9.99.
But see, that's when I was into music real heavy. I would get with you and we'll be like, I come with a stack of CDs I done bought. Be like, hey, here we go. We'll burn them. Remember burning music?
Yep. I remember
be like, man, I got that new A. Marie. Here you go, bruh.
Shit. I remember when 50 Cent dropped that first album, boy. That was one of the hottest.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yep.
From cover to cover. No song skip.
Yeah, man.
Good times, bro.
Yeah, but other than that, though, man, just parenting 101. You know, shout out to, you know, all the single parents out there, whether you're a single mom or a single dad. Shout out to the two household parents. You know, it's no shade or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I know it could be hard, you know, especially if you're a single parent handling your business, especially if you got multiple children. That could take a lot. That could really take a lot on, you know, it could take a lot on you. And that's why I commend the single parents that's holding it down without complaining, without, you know, whining about it. They get up, they handle their business, they make sure their children taken care of, and they make it for their children. I respect all parents in general. I don't care if it's a two household, just all parents in general, because being a parent is not easy. I know that it's not easy, and that's why I wake up and I commend anybody, single parent, two household parenthood, whatever. I commend y'all.
But we just gotta remember, but like we talked about, man, with these kids and discipline them, you gotta remember too, them kids ain't asked to come here. So
right.
We made the decision to have this kid, and then we gotta remember at the end of the day, they're kids. They're gonna do kid shit.
Right.
So we gotta have that patience with them. I know it's hard at times, but at the end of the day, they're kids.
Right.
So they don't know. But yeah, it was a good episode, man. If y'all missed the first half of the episode, go ahead, check that out. We talked about Ezra went and talked about how he got his ass whooped for being bad. Tay said she was good, but yet she was flip at the mouth. So I was like, I don't think that you really are good then if you if you talk back. So it was a good discussion. It was some funny points in it, but at the same time, it was some real good conversations, especially what our chat was bringing up. Man, this is
Mm-hmm.
It was some point of views that everyone had. So this is so great, man, because parenting is a thankless job. So it's good just to hear the flowers y'all giving. Oh, of course, bro. Of course.
Yeah, most definitely. But most definitely before we head out, once again, man, I need y'all to continuously follow. Y'all can find me on Instagram at s._writer_, Twitter, Young Rock 12345, but I'm not really on Twitter. On Facebook, my real name, Sean Griggs, but I'm very heavy on Instagram. So y'all follow me
Yes.
there. Follow
IG.
Ziggy, follow Ziggy the Beast on all platforms, Twitch. What else? Twitter,
Twitch,
Facebook,
Twitter, Facebook,
Instagram.
Instagram,
Yeah.
TikTok. We on all that.
Shout out to Tay. You can also follow her on Instagram. Tay Talks
At
on
Tay Talks Tay Talks
Pod.
and Tay Talks podcast.
Right.
Hold on, let me put it on thing at the bottom for y'all.
Yeah, but
Tay
before we head
Talks
out,
podcast right here.
right. Before we head out, though, once again, appreciate everyone that took this Tuesday night out to hang with us for episode 7, where we hashed out some topics. Follow us on Let's Hash It Out Podcast on Instagram. Go to our merch store, Let's Hash It Out Podcast .store. Cop a hoodie, shirt, like Zig said, for 72
Backpack,
hours.
all that. 72 hours, 3 days.
3 days. Y'all
Free
get
shipping.
promo code hash out, and you'll get free shipping off your order. So y'all take advantage of that. It's getting cold outside, so cop a hoodie for your girl.
That's what we're trying to, and we know sometimes the shipping costs get a little hectic for some of y'all areas and some of the states. So we gonna eat that for 3 days.
But support
and make sure y'all get y'all gear.
Oh yes, like I said, continuously go to YouTube, follow us there, Facebook as well. And after tonight, once we get off here, Zig is going to do his production stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 7 will be loaded tomorrow for sure.
Definitely.
It will be loaded tomorrow, and it will be available on all platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
iHeartRadio, Pandora, Alexa,
all that. I can tell Alexa, let me listen to Let's Hash It Out podcast.
It will work. We tried it.
Right.
It will work.
So y'all definitely listen to us if y'all couldn't catch us live. Also follow us on YouTube. Hit that notification button. Hit that bell. Subscribe. And like I say, man, I can't thank y'all enough for supporting the show, for always rocking with us, for giving us y'all opinions, for always letting us know how y'all feel about certain topics. Because of y'all, this is possible. So we need that support to keep rolling in. And like I always say, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Spread the word out about one of the dopest, unscripted, original podcasts in the city, man.
That's from the city of New Orleans. You don't see this often.
Right. So
also for those that are on Twitch, we about to send y'all over to my boy Adam. We call him LC Lyrical. He's playing some Overwatch too. So y'all go tell him hello. Tell him how much y'all enjoyed the Let's Hash It Out podcast. Get integrated with his community over there, and just show the love and spread the love, man. So all right, see y'all
next week. Peace.
Good show, bro.